Yo guys, what is good and what is going on, Philadelphia Eagles Nation? Your boy BLSG back at it again. For the first time in 2 months, we are back with a live stream. And what do you know, ladies and gents? We are back, Philadelphia Eagles edition, doing a preseason play-by-play for week 1 of the preseason between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. That is right, ladies and gents. We are back for the first time in 2 months since doing a live stream. The last time you guys saw me live, I did a live stream on the NBA Finals game between the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets. But now, for the first time in 2 months, we are back doing the live stream. This time, Philadelphia Eagles edition. You have not seen Philadelphia Eagles live stream in a while, but that ends today, and so does my hiatus overall of just not doing a live stream. That ends today, as we are once again back doing a play-by-play on the Philadelphia Eagles' first preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of battles to look out for. We got some news on whether or not the starters are going to play in this game or not for whatever portion of time that they will be getting in terms of the playing time that they will be getting. And overall, we will be looking at some of these battles in terms of the positions we are looking at in terms of who is going to potentially make the 53-man roster. Shout out to everyone that's already coming through, ladies and gents, on the first live stream in 2 months. We already got 3 people up in here. Appreciate you guys for already coming through and tuning into this one. If you guys have not done so, on your way in here, hit the like button on the stream and hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. It helps shout out the content to other people, and also feel free to share it out to any other Eagle fans or just NFL fans in general. Even if the Eagles are playing an opponent like the Baltimore Ravens, you can share it out to Ravens fans or just any NFL fan in general. You can share a live stream like this out to. So feel free to share it out to any fans that you know or anyone that's really into sports, because we're breaking it all down here on BLSG tonight. So without further delay, let's get into business. Mr. Producer! That music is great! Let's go ahead and cut the beat! Thank you! Alright. Now that's out of the way. Before we get into the breaking news of whether or not the starters are going to play, we're going to go through the chat here before we get started. 2 comments to make my life easy. Starting out with MC. What's going on, MC? Appreciate you coming back for the first time in a live stream in 2 months. Said, I know it's just the preseason, but let's go Eagles. You already know what it is, MC. I know. It's just the preseason, you know. The Eagles don't necessarily need to win this game, but at the same time, you know, we will get a good look at some battles on who is going to make the 53-man roster. And like I said before, we do have some news on whether or not the starters are going to play, like I said before. So we will get into that report that a beat writer put out on Twitter. But appreciate you for coming through, MC. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Appreciate you for coming through. Bleacher being the second one in here. What's going on, Bleacher? Appreciate you for coming through as well. Say great to see you. Yeah, it's great to be back for the first time in 2 months, Bleacher. Dropping an NFL piece of content and a live stream too. So, yeah, overall, Bleacher, it is great to be back. But overall, appreciate you for coming through as well, Bleacher. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through the stream as well. All right, ladies and gents, here we go. So, we did get breaking news on whether or not the starters are going to be playing. This is going to look full screen, so you will not be able to see my face in the camera. But here we go. This was by Brandon Lee Gouton. I'm going to take the banners down so you guys can see it a little bit better, as well as my logo. And we will get into it. So, the report here by Brandon Lee Gouton, shout out to him for putting this out, by the way. It says that Nick Sirianni tells at Ross Tucker NFL that the Eagles starters aren't playing against the Ravens tonight, in part meaning that they will be playing a little bit, if not no playing time for the starters at all, because of the team having joint training camp practices against the Browns so close on Monday and Tuesday. So, what that means is that the starters might be playing a drive or two like I expected. I was kind of talking about this earlier, not on the live stream though. But at the end of the day, this was kind of what I was expecting. Either the starters were not going to play or they're going to play for a little bit. We will see what happens though. See if we do see the starters for a little bit. And I did just get a report from Elliott Shore Parks in saying really surprised / disappointing that Kobe Dean isn't playing either. and wanted to see him in game action. So, despite Nakobe Dean, because Nakobe Dean has been dealing with that injury that he has struggled with on a reason why he has been missing training camp constantly. I guess they don't want him to go out there and, give it like full throttle, or at least for just a drive, because Nakobe Dean is going to be a starter this year. That is fully guaranteed for him being the signal caller for the defense. So at the end of the day, it's really not too surprising, unlike what Elliott Shore-Parks says. But I understand why, though, with Nakobe Dean just coming off of the injury that he had during training camp. Overall, it's great to have him back on the field. Great to hear that he's okay. But him not playing in the preseason game, I completely respect it. And we want to go into the regular season with a fully healthy roster. All right, y'all. So back into the chat here. We got some more people up in here. Charles, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. I do not recognize your account, I don't believe. So, Charles, if you have not done so, and if you want to keep up with the Philly sports content, not just of the Eagles, but with the Philadelphia 76ers and a little bit of the Philadelphia Phillies, as well as a little bit of college football, mainly towards Ohio State, go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well, because we are breaking it down here when it's all said and done. Bleacher, even though it's a preseason game, he still says, let's go, Birds. You already know what it is, Bleacher, at the end of the day. But it's not really a game that the Eagles need to win. It's just kind of us getting a closer look at what we are going to expect from some of the backups at training camp. We're going to easily see guys like Marcus Mariota, Rashad Penny, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott. We're going to see undrafted free agent before the Eagles pick them up. We're going to see Joseph Nada in action. We're probably going to see a little bit of Olamide Zaccheaus. We're going to see a good chunk of the receivers, of the backup receivers, I should say. And, we should be able to see like a bit of Grant Calcaterra, Jack Stoll, the majority of the backup offensive linemen, and, the backup defenders for the most part. And then obviously the special teams is going to remain the same with Rick Lovato, Aaron Sipos, and Jake Elliott. Joel Rocha, what's going on, my guy? I appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. I appreciate you for coming through the stream. Guys, I know it's been a while since I've live streamed any piece of content in some sort of way, but that drought of not live streaming ends tonight. That drought of live streaming ends tonight as I'm doing this game tonight, and as long as nothing changes for me, if nothing changes for me throughout all three of these preseason games, I should be able to do all three games of the preseason to continue to cover our Philadelphia Eagles. So, also got another report here by Elliott Shore-Parks saying that looks like we are going to see Rashad Penny and DeAndre Swift, while we are not going to see Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell. So, we are going to see two of our running backs tonight. The two surprising ones, honestly, because DeAndre Swift, he's going to be that key weapon, not just running the ball, but also receiving the ball, as he is a big-time receiving back. And that's something that is going to help Jalen Hurts improve his game even more than what it already has from the beginning. So when it's all said and done, DeAndre Swift is just going to be that great receiving back that Jalen Hurts can use whenever it's like a 3rd and short, or a short down situation, like a 2nd and 1 or a 3rd and 1 or a 3rd and 2, something like that. You can dump it off to DeAndre Swift for a little screen pass, and DeAndre Swift could go ahead and put in the work. And as for Rashad Penny, he's going to be that, in my opinion, he's going to be that, he could be used like a mid-yard back, like someone that could come in on like a 3rd and 5. Because keep in mind that even though Rashad Penny has had a history with injuries, whenever he's been healthy, this man has averaged 6 yards a carry. This was basically all with Seattle. This was all with Seattle when Rashad Penny was averaging 6 yards a carry with the Seahawks. And they don't have the best O-line. Him running behind this Philadelphia Eagles O-line, and as long as he does not deal with the injuries, he should be fine for the whole season, as long as he is going to be used that mid-yard down type of back, dealing with a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 situation with him averaging 6 yards a carry. He should be able to come in for that mid-yardage down part of the game. And, we should be able to see some of that action from DeAndre Swift, or not DeAndre Swift, Rashad Penny, especially on like 3rd and 3s. On 3rd and 3s, he will convert those with him averaging 6 yards a carry. Bleacher says, keep giving us your thoughts and feelings about this preseason game. Overall, like I said, Bleacher, it's not a game that we need to win. Looking out for some battles, though. We're looking at how our running back room is going to look. Keep in mind that Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott are not playing in this game tonight. They are not dressing up for this game. But we do have DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny dressing up for this game tonight. So we are going to see how that running back room is going to look in terms of how many snaps each of those two players are going to get. And I'm sure eventually in the next preseason game or two, we're going to eventually see Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott come in and see what they can do and in what order we want them to go and how many reps each of them is going to get on the field. And obviously, we're looking for that wide receiver 5 because in my opinion, we're keeping 5 wide receivers on this roster. Someone I'm going to be looking out for in this game is undrafted free agent wide receiver Joseph Nada that the Philadelphia Eagles picked up. Joseph Nada has been balling out in practice. You're going to probably see Britton Covey too. I understand people are pushing towards Britton Covey because of the kick and punt returns. I completely understand that. But I really do think Joseph Nada, with him being able to catch the ball and based on what he has been able to do in training camp, he should be able to bring it onto the football field. But like everyone always says, we got to see it on the football field first before even thinking about seeing who will make the 53-man roster. We see the reports coming from the reporters in training camp. We see the reports and everything, but we need to see it on the football field to show what they have been doing in training camp. So there's many more battles to right guard that's pretty much belonging to Cam Jurgens up to this point. Even though a guy like Lane Johnson wanted a bigger guy like a Tyler Steen going in at right guard. So at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, the right guard job is basically locked up for Cam Jurgens, and Lane Johnson is just going to have to go ahead and get used to playing with Cam Jurgens as the right guard. Now, in terms of the defensive line, we pretty much have our defensive ends locked up in Josh Sweat and Brandon Graham. And pretty much for the most part, Fletcher Cox is going to be one of our 2 defensive tackles. The other one is going to be in between Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, which it's looking like as of right now, Jordan Davis' spot to lose. But somehow in the world, if Jalen Carter finds a way to ball out in the preseason, Jalen Carter could be the starting defensive tackle on the opposite side of Fletcher Cox. So we'll see what happens. Also, we got more news in saying that Trey Sermon will be returning kicks tonight for the Eagles as well. So, again, we're going to see what happens. In terms of the linebacker room, you got Hassan Reddick pretty much locked up. Also, he will be used as an edge rusher. But we're looking at the 2 more linebackers. One of them is probably going to be Miles Jack, even though for now they have him listed as, I think, on the 3rd unit, which I don't think is going to stay for that long. Because even though he is aging, he is still very explosive. He was the Steelers' leading tackler last year. So, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, though, you're going to see Miles Jack. You're going to see Miles Jack on the field. And then I don't know who the 3rd one's going to be. That one's going to be a tight battle between some guys. But Nicholas Morrow has obviously struggled in camp. You might see Christian Ellis take the spot. And Nakobe Dean could take it. We just don't know. And again, Hassan Reddick can be used like an edge rusher. So if he's going to be used towards the defensive line in terms of where he's going to be favored and where he will be starting, you will see Nakobe Dean start 100%. So that's kind of what's going on there. And then in terms of the secondary, obviously you have your 3 corners in Darius Slay, James Bradbury, and Avonte Maddox. But you're looking at the safeties, one of them possibly being Reed Blankenship, who has a spot locked up. But the other safety position between Sidney Brown, the rookie safety from Illinois, and Terrell Edmonds, the safety that the Eagles did pick up from Pittsburgh, that is going to be a bit of a competition as well. So at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, there's some battles to look out for. And I'm not sure if I hooked up the wrong channel because I thought it was on NFL Network, ladies and gentlemen. So, hold up. The game didn't start yet, didn't it? Wait, which? Hold up, ladies and gentlemen. Wait a second. Wait a minute here. It should be on NFL Network. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. My apologies on that, guys. Turns out the game was actually on NBC instead of the NFL Network. So the game has actually been underway. As the first play that I'm seeing, Mariota hands it off to DeAndre Swift. And Swift getting some nice yardage. And he's going to easily pick up the first down. And this will be a 1st and 10 here for Philadelphia, as Philadelphia looks to be marching down the field right now. So yeah, guys, apparently I messed up. Turns out that the game is actually on NBC, not on NFL Network. So that actually answers your question, Lucas, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you coming through as well. So, yeah, Lucas, that does answer your question. It is on NBC. So here we go. 1st and 10 here for Mariota and the offense. Mariota going to go on play action. Tries to fire it out over to, I do believe that's Jack Stoll, the 2nd or 3rd string tight end, but the pass was dropped incomplete. So it is going to be 2nd and 10 here for the Eagles. And again, Marcus Mariota pretty much getting the start in this one. So we're going to see a lot of the second unit, it looks like. We're not going to see any of the starters, apparently, according to what we heard from Elliott Shore-Parks on Twitter. So we're not going to see any of the stars tonight, it looks like. So Mariota is going to get the start in at QB. As Mariota takes the snap on 2nd and 10 from the Ravens 38. Fires a shot down the middle of the field, and it's a little bit too high for the other tight end, the other backup tight end in Grant Calcaterra, and it will be a 3rd down and 10 here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Mariota overall has struggled in training camp, apart from like the last 2 to 3 practices that Mariota has been in, which he's actually looked pretty good on in some of the last couple practices. So. All right, here we go. 3rd and 10 here for the Eagles from the Ravens 38. Mariota fires it, and it is going to be caught here, but looks to be a little bit short, as this is going to be caught here by number 85 for the Eagles. Cannot tell who that is whatsoever, but all I know is that he has a long name. But the Eagles are going to be going for it here from the Ravens' 29-yard line, as Mariota is going to hand it off. Actually, no, he's going to take it himself, and he's going to pick up the first down, just like so. Marcus Mariota goes with the read option and picks up the first down here for the Eagles. That is a great RPO play with Marcus Mariota taking the ball himself and picking up the first down. Marcus Mariota is going to be used as a scheme fit, so he can be used the same as Jalen Hurts was last year and this year. Gardner Minshew was not that guy because he never had the mobility in him. As on 1st down from the 27, Mariota fires, and that pass is not even going to be close. He tried to get it to – still can't figure out who he got it to. Looks like he tried getting it to number 85, if not that, number 87. Again, some of these guys are a bunch of backups. So number 87 being Jaden Hazelwood. Number 85, I still cannot tell who that is. But here you go. You got Rashad Penny in the backfield here for the Eagles. As on 2nd and 10 from the 27, Mariota is going to hand it off, and Penny is not going anywhere. He gets stopped on the play, and it will be 3rd and 10 here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Still at the same spot. Big Fridge, what's going on? Appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Appreciate you for coming through the stream, Big Fridge. Just saying what's up to everybody in the chat. Jose Dominguez says, what's the score? What's going on, by the way, Jose? Appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. And also subscribe to the channel if you guys have not done so as well. Appreciate if you have not done so as well. Appreciate you for coming through the stream. The score is still 0-0 as the game has literally just gotten started. Actually, rather, only 6 minutes into the game, so it is still 0-0. As Mariota took the snap, but there looks to be a timeout called, and it's going to be by Philadelphia. So that'll be their first timeout of the first half. Henry Swift looking nice so far. Yeah, he's going to be one of the backs on the team, top backs on the team. The question is how much is he going to get utilized? That goes the same way for Rashad Penny, Kenneth Gainwell, and Boston Scott. Yeah. So, guys, where you can find the game, ignore NFL Network like it was saying before. You can find it on Fox or NBC tonight. So that's where you can find the game. Ignore NFL Network like it's probably been showing you guys. So Bleacher says, what's RPO mean? RPO means run pass option. Just like Lucas Holman says. So hyped for Temple football. Hopefully Temple does pretty solid this year, Lucas. Hopefully DeJuan Mathis can make something happen, or whoever your quarterback is at this point. Because I'm not sure if DeJuan Mathis went on to the draft or if he is back at Temple or if he transferred. SV Sports Talk, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through to the stream as well. And, of course, it says go Ravens. But, again, this is just the preseason. We don't need to worry about the Philadelphia Eagles looking to win this game. We're looking to see who wins some of these battles and get a first look of what these teams are going to look like. Well, mainly the Eagles, obviously. But we get a first look at what the Eagles are going to look like this upcoming year. But mainly it's going to be the backups tonight, so you're really not going to see too many of the starters. The only starter you might see is anyone in the running back room because we have not clearly solidified who is going to be the RB1. But at the end of the day, we do know that Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell are not playing tonight, so we will see Rashad Penny and DeAndre Swift tonight. So we're going to see those two running backs tonight, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, the Eagles are putrid. Yeah, okay. SC Sports Talk, you're just jealous on how the Eagles kicked the 49ers' butts in the NFC Championship game last year. Because I see that 49ers logo on your profile. So I see that profile. You're still jealous on how the Eagles whooped your butts? Who says no? Mathis got benched second game last year for E.J. Warner, and he won AC Rookie of the Year. Okay, so it's E.J. Warner now. Okay. Ravens will kick the Eagles' butts. I don't even care if they do. I don't care if they do. I'm looking at our side and seeing what we can bring to the table. As on 3rd and 10, Mariota fires it down the left side, and that is incomplete. Again, looking towards number 85, which, again, I cannot tell who that is whatsoever. Hold up. Let me look it up. Wait a second. Number 85 for the Eagles. Hold up. It looks like Jake Elliott is going to come on here for the field goal. Looks to be about a 45-yard attempt as the kick is up, and the kick is good to put the Eagles on the board first here in the first game of the preseason for them, as they will take a 3-0 lead over the Baltimore Ravens. Again, SC Sports Talk. I don't care if they beat us by 60. I don't care if they beat us by 100. I don't care if they beat us by 2. I'm just looking to see what the Eagles can bring to the table and see who is going to potentially make that 53-man roster based on what we're going to see from the backups tonight. Stop. The Patriots have Mac Jones. Mac Jones isn't going to do anything with Baltimore or with New England. I know they got Belichick over there. I know they have Bill Belichick, but listen, okay? We're not going to lose to Mac Jones. Hey, Big Fridge, I appreciate that, my guy. I appreciate that. That's all Michael Turk being released by the Dolphins. Well, I mean, he's just a rookie, and if they're not proving to a team or kind of bringing up to, or if they're not coming up and meeting with the team's expectations, of course the player's going to get released, especially if the guy's a rookie. So not too surprised there if he's not meeting up to the expectations that the Dolphins wanted. Not too surprised there, but hopefully he finds another job somewhere else with another team. Eagles stink. Here we go. The blasphemous jealousy of SG Sports Talk as he continues to talk trash on the Eagles when the Eagles whooped the 49ers last year. I don't want to hear it anymore, SG Sports Talk. I don't want to hear it. Michael Wazalewski, what's going on, my guy? I appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. I appreciate you for coming through to the stream as well. All right, who is number 95 for this team? Or 85, rather. Who in the world is number 85? Oh, Tyree Cleveland. Tyree Cleveland. It looked like he had 2 names, though. All right, so Tyree Cleveland also getting some playing time in this one, seeing if he can, make it onto the 53-man roster as the wide receiver 5. Talking trash. I like talking trash. Yeah, of course. But you know what, SG Sports Talk, you know what? I respect it because you know what? You talk a good game. You talk a good game. That's the thing. And here comes the return here by the Baltimore Ravens as Jake Elliott kicks it down. And the returner for the Baltimore Ravens is going to make it up to the 30. And here comes the Philadelphia Eagles, basically their second-string defense. You're going to get a defensive line of Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Milton Williams, and Derek Barnett. That's right. You're going to see Jordan Davis playing defensive end. You're going to see Christian Ellis and Nicholas Morrow at linebacker. Nicholas Morrow has not balled out in training camp, and Christian Ellis has really showed up in the best way possible. And then for your defensive backs, you got Keely Ringo, Terrell Edmonds, Kayvon Wallace, and I forget who the last one was. I think it was either Josh Jobe or Keely Ringo. But looks like we do have a flag here. It's going to go against the Ravens. Yeah, so this flag is going to be against the Ravens. Or rather, Kayvon Wallace is in the secondary. So 1st and 15 now for Baltimore from their own 24. And number 17 firing it out to, I do believe that was the rookie Zay Flowers, and he's going to only get a gain of about 1. Don't even know who's starting for Baltimore. Because I know it's not Tyler Huntley. I know it's not Tyler Huntley starting. Here we go. Number 17 takes the snap at quarterback and throws it out to number 80, but he gets immediately lit up by number 26, Terrell Edmonds. So Terrell Edmonds making the play, and it will be 3rd down here for the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, I forgot they have Josh Johnson. I forgot they have Josh Johnson on the team. Here we go. 3rd and 10 from the 29. Josh Johnson taking the snap. Gets the pressure. Gets it out. And I do believe that was Jalen Carter with the pressure. on Josh Johnson. And this will be 4th down here for Baltimore, and the Ravens are going to go ahead and have to punt. Jalen Carter is an absolute dog. He is bullying offensive linemen. I understand it's just the second string, but I'm telling you, if Jalen Carter can do this to the first string offensive lineman, I like his chances of being a great player going forward in the future. You're going to see a lot of Jalen Carter tonight, folks. 49ers will destroy the Eagles on December 3rd. Yeah. That's so jagged the Eagles on December 3rd. Yeah, y'all better protect Brock Purdy if he's back at the time. Because I don't want to hear anything about all the nonsense, all that on Brock Purdy being injured, all because of Hassan Reddick. Maybe if your offensive line would learn how to protect Brock Purdy more, maybe Brock Purdy wouldn't have gotten hurt, and maybe y'all could have put up more points. I'm just saying. But after that Ravens second offensive drive, I think, the Eagles will still lead the Ravens right now 3-0, still in the first quarter. Yeah, so we're going to see a good chunk of playing time from a quarterback like Marcus Mariota. We're going to see Tanner McKee either in the second quarter or the second half, and we'll probably see Ian Book too, but we're not going to see Jalen Hurts. We're not going to see QB1. That's right. We're not going to see QB1, though, unfortunately, ladies and gents. Fortiners will win by a score of 55-0 versus the Eagles on December 3rd, and Purdy will throw for 600-plus yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. Yeah, you're bugging. There's no way Brock Purdy throws for 600-plus yards. That will take at least 50 attempts. He is not putting up those Patrick Mahomes-like statistics. Let's be honest here. He is not putting up those Patrick Mahomes-like statistics. And you're telling me that Brock Purdy is only going to be able to score 21 of the team's 55 points that you're predicting. Please. In your dreams, you would think that. You can think that in your dreams, my guy. Here we go. The Eagles will get back to work here. Marcus Mariota should still be on the field. They should have not switched to Tanner McKee just yet, which we will probably see him a little bit later. And yes, it looks like it is still Marcus Mariota. And actually, DeAndre Swift and Olamide Zaccheaus actually went to what looks like the same high school at St. Joseph's Prep back in 2014. So they actually do have a relationship together. Now they're on the same team here in Philly. So we'll see how or what type of impact they make this year. As here we go, 1st and 10 from the Eagles. Mariota takes the snap, hands it off to Penny, and Penny is going to get a good chunk of the yardage. It's either going to be 9 yards or a first down here for Rashad Penny. And I think they're going to call it a first down, actually, on Rashad Penny's part. And again, Rashad Penny is going to be used as a guy that can get you the first down in short yardage situations. So be on the lookout for that this year when Rashad Penny is taking snaps on the reps on the field. As Mariota on first down fires it out, this is going to be Greg Ward with his second reception of the day, but it is going to be a little bit short of the first down here, as it is going to be second down and what looks like either 1 or 2 for the Eagles. So Greg Ward making a nice catch on a little bit of a comeback route, and it will be second down and 1 here for the Eagles. And they'll probably just give it off to Rashad Penny again, and they'll probably have him pick up the first down. Mariota waiting for a moment, trying to communicate with his receivers. Mariota takes the snap. Mariota does not hand it off to Swift. He will actually fire it on a good pass right there, and it is going to be a first down once again to Greg Ward, who has easily been by far Marcus Mariota's most trustable wide receiver on the field. Yeah, Greg Ward's, as of right now, has been the most reliable wide receiver. But here we go. 1st and 10 here for the Eagles from their own 47. Mariota takes a snap. Mariota rolls to his left, and he's going to run. Mariota going to get a good chunk of the yardage, and he will get, I think, 7 yards. So it will be a 2nd down and 3 here for the Eagles, but the clock will not stop as apparently they ruled Mariota as he was still in bounds. And the clock will keep winding down. As of right now, Marcus Mariota 5 for 9 with 37 yards on the night. A gain of 7 on the scramble here by Marcus Mariota. 2nd down and 3. Mariota hands it off to Penny. And Penny is going to get stuffed in the backfield behind the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be about a 1 or 2 yard loss here for the Eagles. And this will be a 3rd down and 4 or 5. And looks like it was Tyler Steen, the rookie from Oklahoma, with the miscommunication or just not being able to. Actually, Tyler Steen actually got number 95 pretty good for Baltimore. So Tyler Steen looking to potentially be the backup right guard for this upcoming year. Here we go. Here's 3rd down and 4. Mariota takes the snap. Mariota fires down the middle, and it is caught for the 1st down. And once again, guess who it is? It's Gregory Ward. And another 1st down here for the Philadelphia Eagles on this offensive drive. Marcus Mariota not looking too bad so far in the preseason. I mean, he does have the experience at the end of the day, so we should be used to what Marcus Mariota can bring to the table. But with him not having a strong camp, I like what I'm seeing from Marcus Mariota so far in this preseason game, but it's got to keep up with however much more playing time he is going to get tonight. As Mariota takes a snap on 1st down, hands it off to Rashad Penny, and Penny is going to get a gain of about 3 yards, and it will be a 2nd down and 7 here for Philadelphia. 49ers will put their hands in the Eagles' butts. Yeah, okay, please. Pulling your strings. If it happens, you have to Venmo me $3. I don't have Venmo. I don't even have it. No, I will not be. But I'll be taking another roll if it is live stream, Lucas. As on 2nd and 8, Mariota fires this one, and it is going to be caught. And that is going to be Grant Calcaterra with a gain of about 7. And it will be a 3rd down and 1 here for the Eagles. And a little bit short yardage here, so they might hand this off to Penny. But we'll see what they do here on 3rd and short. If the Eagles lose to the 49ers on December 3rd, then you have to wear a Brock Purdy jersey on the stream. I probably won't even be streaming that game. But here we go. Mariota handed it off to Penny. But there is a flag down, and it looks like it's going to be on the Eagles, it looks like. Let's make a bet. If the 49ers win versus the Eagles, then you have to Venmo me $5. No deal. Sorry. I've heard the song a couple times, Lucas, but I'm not sure if that's going to be one of the songs tomorrow. And Lucas, tomorrow for me, it's going to be the 11 o'clock, not the 8:30. And if the 49ers lose versus the Eagles, then you have to Venmo me $5. No deal, because you're just getting the advantage either way. And looks like the Clock expired, costing the Eagles to have to go back 5 yards. So it will now be a 3rd down and 11 here for Philly. From what went to a 3rd down and 1 is now a 3rd down and 11. Come on, guys. Communicate with each other here. Let's go. Here we go. Mariota from 34 takes the snap, gets away from pressure. Mariota runs, escapes, and Mariota is not going to get the 1st down, but he will be down inside the 30. And this is a potential 2nd field goal coming here from the veteran kicker, Jake Elliott. It's all right. It's great that you go to church every Sunday. Hey, Lucas, brother of Christ. You and I, we're both brothers of Christ, man. As do I. Yep. You already know. Here we go. Jake Elliott kicking about a 46-yard attempt as the kick is up and is going to be wide to the right and no good. Ty Zentner was actually the rookie undrafted free agent out of Kansas State. He was the one actually holding that one for Jake Elliott as he plays both punter and kicker. But he'll be contesting with Aaron Sipos for that punter role. But that kick is no good by Jake Elliott, so it is going to be wide to the right, and it's going to still remain 3-0 in favor of the Philadelphia Eagles. And guys, by the time we get to halftime, we do have a newest sponsor, so I will talk about that at halftime when we eventually get to halftime. So yeah, we got someone spamming. So they have now been banned. Of course, we got spammers up in here that just want so much attention. Thinking they're going to get all the attention in the world. If you guys go ahead and look down in the description, I do believe I put the sponsor on there. Yep. So, guys, if you go ahead and look down in the description, you will see our newest sponsor underneath the previous sponsor that I've had. But we have a newest sponsor now, so if you guys want to look at it, go down below to the description and check it out. But I will once again talk about it more at halftime before we take the halftime break. If the Eagles win, I'll buy Marcus Mariota Eagles jersey. Nah. I don't even want a Marcus Mariota jersey. I don't even want it. Is this a paid sponsorship? No, it's a free app, Lucas, so you can't make money on it, but it's a way that you could just find a way to put it into use in some sort of way, which again I'll explain more at halftime. So we will see the Baltimore Ravens back out here on the field. I'm telling you, though, it's going to be fun watching Jalen Carter for this Eagles defense. Like I said before, he could take over as one of the starting defensive tackles next to Fletcher Cox. So, again, we will see, as looks like Josh Johnson is still in at quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens as he hands it off to number 43. I do believe that is Justice Hill. And he gets a good chunk of the yardage. It's going to be about 6 yards. And there's going to be about a 2nd down and 4. That I do believe that was Justin Evans with the tackle, the former New Orleans Saint, coming in and making the tackle on Justice Hill. So this will be 2nd down here for Baltimore. Here we go. The snap is taken. Do believe this is still Josh Johnson and tries to fire it over to Zay Flowers, which is incomplete, but a flag is thrown on the play. This is going to be pass interference on Josh Jobe, it looks like, the undrafted free agent cornerback from Alabama joining the Eagles. I think it was last year. But it looks like there's going to be a defensive pass interference on, or it's going to be illegal hands. legal use of the hands to the face on Josh Jobe. And yeah, he definitely got his hands too much in the face of Zay Flowers, the rookie from Boston College, I do believe, is where Zay Flowers came from. So 1st and 10 now for the Ravens from their own 47. First quarter starting to come to an end with 21 seconds left as Josh Johnson hands it off to Justice Hill. Justice Hill going back the other way. Justice Hill getting a good chunk of the yardage. And Justice Hill going to go out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. And it is going to be 1st and 10 here for Baltimore in the red zone this time of the Philadelphia Eagles. And this was a nice play, too, by Baltimore. I'll give him credit where credit's due, but Justice Hill especially bouncing off his blocker and then going to the outside where there's nobody in sight whatsoever. Ringo tries to get there, tries to keep up with the speed a little bit, and shoves Justice Hill out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. And looks like that is going to go ahead and, on that note, take us to the end of the first quarter where the Philadelphia Eagles will remain with the lead here over the Baltimore Ravens, 3-0, but the Baltimore Ravens looking to score on this upcoming drive as we head to the second quarter with the Philadelphia Eagles up 3-0. So the second quarter will be coming your guys' way eventually. Church is great for all. Exactly. But on that note, that is the end of the first quarter. 3-0. Eagles is your score right now. Defense was playing pretty good apart from that huge running play by Justice Hill. So, again, but, the run defense, they're going to obviously have to learn a little bit. We got a lot of new guys. To this team. So, again, they're going to continue to come out here and learn. We got a lot of young guys and a lot of new ones that have been added to this team that are going to need some time to get used to. Again, pretty much no starters in for this game, guys. So, we're not going to see any of the starters in tonight. So, for the moment, we're pretty much going to see all the backups. So I think it's looking like we're going to play Marcus Mariota in the first half, and then in the second half, we're going to play Tanner McKee. The former Stanford quarterback, I do believe it was Stanford that he came out of, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he went to Stanford, yep. So again, the Eagles currently up 3-0 on the Baltimore Ravens right now. It looks like they're reporting news on Jalen Carter, just talking about Jalen Carter. But I have the TV on mute, so I cannot tell what they are saying. Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Baltimore Ravens, beginning the second quarter from the Eagles 16. Josh Johnson back to pass. Floats one up to the end zone and is going to be overthrown and incomplete. And there is a flag down. And it looks like this might be against the defense. A lot of head shaking. And this will be against the defense. So this will be an automatic first down here for Baltimore, as this is going to be looks like a pass interference call against Justin Evans. Again, the former New Orleans Saint. Yeah, that's a pass interference, unfortunately. So it'll be a 1st and 10 here for the Baltimore Ravens from the Eagles' 11-yard line. Josh Johnson takes the snap, hands it off to Justice Hill. Hill gets to the outside and gets absolutely sandwiched by Justin Evans again. Justin Evans has basically been all over the place here for the Eagles so far in this game. After he stiff-armed Keely Ringo, and then Justin Evans comes in and says, "Come here, boy, get some." Come here, boy. Get some. You don't stiff arm a man like that. You're going to do that, I'm going to sandwich you on the turf. I don't care if it's the preseason, says Justin Evans. Here we go. 2nd down and 5 here for Baltimore. Josh Johnson with Justin still in the backfield. Johnson takes a snap, backs up, gets away from the pressure. Now someone comes after him. Johnson dancing, and he's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but looks like it is going to be a 3rd down and 5. Terrell Edmonds with the pressure. And at that point, it was just that nobody was open. Look at the other side of the field, and everybody was just locked up. You could have one guy open probably out of all the receivers for Baltimore. Here we go, 3rd down and 6. Johnson takes a snap. Johnson fires it to the end zone, and that is going to be caught for the touchdown. And this is going to be, I think it's going to be Rashad Bateman. Wait, was it Rashad Bateman? Hold up. Number 13 on Baltimore. Or was this Devin Duvernay? Cannot tell who the throw is to. That was Devin Duvernay, actually, for the touchdown. I mean, it's all right, though. I mean, Keely Ringo just going to have to rebound. Eventually going to have to figure that stuff out for the future, as the kick by Justin Tucker is up, and the kick is good to give the Baltimore Ravens a 7-3 lead over the Philadelphia Eagles with 13.5 minutes left to go here in the 2nd quarter. Again, guys, this is a defense that's getting younger, so a couple veterans are still on the Eagles, but, you know, there's a lot of new guys on the team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah, unfortunately, Keely Ringo gives up that touchdown to Devin Duvernay. But again, Devin Duvernay is a veteran in this league. Keely Ringo is just a rookie, so Keely Ringo, it's going to take him some time. And again, he'll just be a backup corner this year, assuming he does make the 53-man roster. So I'm really not too worried. It's just that, you know, Keely Ringo's got to find a way to just, you know, he's got to just be able to adjust. Which obviously, there's a reason why we do have veterans on the team, like James Bradbury and Darius Slade. There's a reason why we have them on the team, to teach the younger guys like Keely Ringo on how to be an NFL cornerback. But yeah, not the best play right there by Keely Ringo. But again, as a rookie, it's going to take him some time to learn. And Marcus Mariota also not off to a bad start for the offense. 7 of 11 for Marcus Mariota, 58 yards, no touchdowns, but no interceptions. Interceptions and just missed passes overall have been the struggles for Marcus Mariota just throughout training camp, apart from the recent 2 to 3 days that Mariota has been pretty good. So Marcus Mariota, obviously, it's pretty much a lock for Mariota to go ahead and grab the QB2 spot. A guy like Tanner McKee is not going to overtake his place. And they're showing some film here on Keely Ringo from back when he was at Georgia. And he was actually pretty fast in college when he went to Georgia. They're showing some film on when he was at Georgia and they played in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl against Ohio State. But yet again, Keely Ringo is going to get better based on the more playing time he gets. As the kick is a little bit of a line drive kick. And again, this is going to be Trey Sermon returning the football, as Trey Sermon is going to get up to about what looks to be the 26-yard line. So it looks like that's where the Eagles are going to begin this upcoming drive. We get a look here at Lane Johnson, second most Pro Bowl selections by an offensive tackle in franchise history with 4. Jason Peters currently leads that right now with 7. But when it comes to Jason Peters, though, ladies and gents, he just cannot stay. He just was not able to stay healthy. But when he was able to stay healthy, he was a beast. As here we go, 1st and 10 here for the Eagles from their own 26. Looks like Tanner McKee is in, and he fires a nice throw out there to, I do believe, that is Tyree Cleveland making the catch. And this will be a 1st and 10 here for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Tanner McKee's first throw stepping onto the football field. So Tyree Cleveland has made some pretty nice catches tonight so far. Tanner McKee, 1st and 10 here for the Eagles from the Ravens 47. McKee takes a snap, and that pass was batted down. I think it was just going to be a little bit of a curl route or a hitch route coming back, and the pass was just batted away, and it will be 2nd down and 10 here for the Philadelphia Eagles. So we're going to see a good chunk of Tanner McKee tonight, it looks like, and maybe a little bit of Ian Book. We'll see. See if Ian Book gets some playing time. Because I do know we have Ian Book as our QB4 now up to this point. As McKee is going to hand it off to Rashad Penny, and Penny is going to get about half of the yardage here, as it'll be about a 3rd down and 5, what it looks like. 3rd down and 6, rather. But either way, it's a bit of a 3rd down and long. So I am expecting a pass here by Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee, the rookie out of Stanford. I mean, Ian Book is honestly useless at this point, so might as well bring in some more competition to be that QB3. As Tanner McKee takes the snap, fires this pass, and it is caught once again. That is Tyree Cleveland continuing to make plays here for the Eagles, and that is another 1st down here for Philly as they are starting to march down the field with Tanner McKee taking over at quarterback. So it looks like we're just playing Marcus Mariota a quarter, and we'll probably play Tanner McKee either this quarter or this quarter and the 3rd quarter, and then we'll probably have Ian Book take over for the 4th quarter or just the whole 2nd half. We'll see how it goes. As McKee takes the snap, McKee throws it again, and once again, it was actually incomplete to Tyree Cleveland, but that one he actually should have came down with as the pass hit his hands, but he was still airborne at the time, so the defensive back had a lot of time to break the pass up. You know, a receiver has a mistake every once in a while. I mean, not everyone's perfect. Let's be honest here. But Marcus Mariota finishing his day 7 of 11 with 58 yards. Again, Tanner McKee taking over here for the Philadelphia Eagles, starting out 1 of 2 for 27 yards. As McKee is going to hand it off, and it's going to be Rashad Penny again. And Rashad Penny going to get about 5 yards on the play, and it will be a 3rd down and 5 here for the Eagles. Still down 7-3. 11:50 left to go here in the 1st half. See what type of throw Tanner McKee can make here on this 3rd down and long. As again, you see reporters talking to Lane Johnson again. If I were to unmute the TV right now, it'd probably get a little bit copyrighted, so not much I can do about that. It's on 3rd and 6. McKee fires it out, and that was just way over the head of Rashad Penny. But the field goal unit is going to come back on once again, and Jake Elliott will come on to see if he can pull this game within 1 point. Keep in mind, he missed the kick last time. Again, you're going to see rookie punter/kicker Ty Zentner holding the football here for Jake Elliott. Again, rookie out of Kansas State. And this will be what looks to be a 49-yard field goal as the kick for Jake Elliott is up, and he's going to put it through. It started to look like he was going to miss it, but then it curves to the left, and it goes through as that will put the Eagles only down by 1 point now. Actually, that was Aaron Sipos stepping in instead of Ty Zentner. But either way, that pulls the Eagles within 1 point, 7-6, with 11:19 left to go here in the 1st half. So all the points so far have come from Jake Elliott. We could be up 9-7 right now if Jake Elliott didn't miss that last one. The one before the third kick. But overall, Marcus Mariota didn't have too bad of a day. Again, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but still went 7 for 11. I mean, you obviously expect that from a veteran QB like Marcus Mariota. You know, just do what he can to show why he is the QB2. And so far, Tanner McKee, 1 of 2, 27 yards. Nothing crazy for the rookie out of Stanford. And hopefully he'll continue the rest of the second quarter and hopefully some of if not the whole third quarter. And then we can have Ian Book finish this out in the fourth because I think that's kind of what we're going to go with. I mean, all the quarterbacks are going to get time. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. All the quarterbacks are going to get playing time at this point because basically that's how we've been running our system the past couple years. So that's probably what we're going to do. We're probably going to save Ian Book for the fourth just to see how garbage he is. Because at this point, this dude, Ian Book, is literally a nobody at this point. At this point, Ian Book is just the water boy of the team. I saw his one game against the Saints last year or a couple of years ago, and trust me, ladies and gents, it was terrible. Terrible. So, yeah, Ian Book is just a scrub. Ian Book is just a scrub at this point. So, without a question, either Ian Book is going to go on the practice squad or he's getting cut, depending if we do keep 2 or 3 quarterbacks on the roster, which we will see how many quarterbacks we do keep when the final 53-man roster comes out or as the roster cuts go on. So we're going to see what happens. But 11-19 left to go here in the first half. Ravens lead 7-6 over the Eagles. And the Ravens are going to go ahead and get the ball back. So it's looking like we're not going to see Tyler Huntley if Josh Johnson's in. But hopefully we will see the former Oregon Duck quarterback Anthony Brown in to take some reps. Which that might be for the second half, but we will see as the return is going to go all the way up, only to the 18-yard line. And that's going to be Mekhi Garner, a sleeper overall in training camp for the Eagles as a sleeper corner. I'm telling you, if he keeps that up, Mekhi Garner, you can see a slight chance that he makes the 53-man roster. But if not, he's going to be a great player coming off the practice squad. Here we go, 1st and 10 here for Baltimore. Looks like Josh Johnson is still in at quarterback as he goes on play action and does a little screen pass. And the Eagles defense says, no, sir. Said, no, sir. That Contavious Street was part of it, as well as Nicholas Morrow. Contavious Street, also another former New Orleans Saint. And this screen pass was just horrible. That was Patrick Johnson, I do believe, with the pressure. But you do see Nicholas Morrow, Contavious Street, and I do believe Nolan Smith was in there a little bit to make it a loss of 5 for Baltimore. So 2nd down and 12. Or rather, it'll be a loss of 2. As Josh Johnson goes on play action, fires down in the middle of the field, and it is going to be incomplete. Justin Evans could have had an opportunity and an interception right there if he would have put his hands out, but decided not to, as this will be a 3rd down and long here for the Baltimore Ravens. But as they're currently at the 15-yard line right now, if the Eagles do get the stop here, they will have great field position going the other way. And Josh Johnson hands it off to one of the running backs, not J.K. Dobbins, but number 35 here for Baltimore. I do believe that's Gus Edwards, but either way, it is going to be short of the 1st down, and this will force the Baltimore Ravens to punt. Another nice play made by Justin Evans, it looks like. Looks like he was the one to go ahead and make the tackle, and we will see Greg Ward returning this kick here for Philly. or rather number 58 being Kyron Johnson. I forgot Patrick Johnson's out for a little bit, so be a bit of a line drive, but Greg Ward's going to pick it up and take it back for a couple yards, and Tanner McKee will get back to work with the third string or second string offense. So historic offense here. 5,183 total yards, which is a franchise record for QB1 Jalen Hurts. 42 rushing touchdowns, which is an NFL record in the run game, led by Miles Sanders. First 1,000-yard duo in team history being A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert looking to join that duo and make it a trio of players to be over 1,000 yards this upcoming year. He says he has the mentality and the chance to make it happen, so we'll see what happens with him. As McKee on first down is going to hand it off, and it is going to be Rashad Penny yet again, and is going to get a gain of about maybe like 1 or 2 yards, so it'll be a second down and 8 here for the Eagles. The offensive accolades this last season, all were all-team records. Regular season wins with 14, 477 points scored, and 59 touchdowns. All-team records now for the Eagles based on last season. So second down and 6 actually, as Rashad Penny actually got a gain of 4 yards. McKee takes the snap, hands it off to Penny, and Penny is going to get a gain of probably about 2 or 3, and it will be a third down and about 3 or 4 here for the Eagles. Eagles looking to convert and pick this up. As this will be a third down and 4 here. You see Jalen Hurts on the sideline. That's our QB1 right there. Last season for Jalen Hurts, 18 games played, 4,280 total passing yards, 25 touchdowns passing, and 18 touchdowns rushing, 43 touchdowns overall for Jalen. As on third and 4, McKee fires this pass, and it is going to be caught, it looks like. This is going to be the undrafted free agent out of Clemson, I do believe, in Joseph Nada, who we've heard a lot about in training camp, looking pretty good despite him getting his first reception on the day. But that one was actually a pretty tough catch, but Joseph Nada made the most of it. And this will be a first down here for the Eagles. Yep, the rookie out of Clemson. Yep. As McKee's going to hand it off once again to Penny. Penny trying to use his blockers. Penny's still going. Penny gets a gain of about 9. And it will be a second down and 1 here for the Philadelphia Eagles. They take their time as they start to march down the field. As Rashad Penny with another nice run. There's a reason why we did sign Rashad Penny, to get that nice, good chunky yardage. 9 carries for Rashad Penny for 34 yards on the night. Rashad Penny is going to be nice for the run game, depending on how much we utilize him. Here we go. Second and 1 here for Tanner McKee and the Eagles offense. McKee takes the snap. McKee floats it up over the top, and it is going to be caught. This is Joseph Nada, the undrafted free agent from Clemson once again. But it looks like it is going to be a flag here to ruin it, and it's going to be against the Eagles, it looks like. But a lot of hands on each other. So, I mean, it could go either way. I'm not sure who they're calling it on. But this was a great catch by Joseph Nada. That is a great catch by Joseph Nada right there. Don't know who it was on. I might have missed who it was on in terms of the flag. But it looks like it's going to be on Joseph Nada here, so the Eagles offense is going to have to go back. But overall, that's a great catch right there. There's a reason why there's been a lot of praise for Joseph Nada in training camp. And if you're wondering, BLSG, what about the kick returns? Where's Britton Covey going to be at? Trust me. Work with one of the running backs. Work with Boston Scott back there. For instance, as on second 11, McKee fires it down the right sideline. That is going to be overthrown. Once again, trying to find the undrafted free agent out of Clemson in Joseph Nada. But it will be a third down and long here for the Eagles, as that pass was just overthrown by Tanner McKee, the rookie out of Stanford. Here we go. 3rd down and 11 here for the Eagles. And you're going to see Trey Sermon get some playing time here for the Eagles. Tanner McKee trying to communicate with his guys. See what he can do here. See if he can complete the pass. Looks like it is going to be a timeout called, and it's going to be a timeout called by Philly. In his career with Stanford, Tanner McKee with a 63% completion percentage, 5,336 yards, 28 touchdowns in the air, and 6 touchdowns on the ground. So Tanner McKee does have a little bit of mobility to him. Obviously not as much as Jalen Hurts and or Marcus Mariota. But at the same time, Tanner McKee goes ahead and just tries to show what he can do to contribute to the team. Again, guys, this is just with the 2nd or 3rd string unit. Whichever group of guys we have on the field right now. So Tanner McKee not off to too bad of a start. 3 of 7 for 39 yards for Tanner McKee. So he'll look to keep that up, depending if he just plays the rest of the 2nd quarter or maybe the whole 3rd quarter, and we save Ian Book for the 4th. But here we go. 3rd down and 11 here for the Eagles. Tanner McKee trying to get the offense set up here. As McKee takes a snap from the 36. McKee looking, dancing, going to fire down the middle of the field, and it's going to be caught. And it's going to be a 1st down here for Philadelphia, and that is going to be number 43. Can't tell who it was. Number 43 for the Eagles makes a great catch on this one. Just straight down the center. McKee throwing another nice throw by Tanner McKee. Another great throw. I'll give him credit where credit's due. He's making some nice throws. As McKee's going to hand this off to Rashad Penny, and Penny is going to get up to about the 28-yard line of Baltimore, and this will be a 2nd down and 7 here for the Eagles. Here we go. 2nd down and 8 here, though, for the Eagles. Tanner McKee leading his team down the field. You see Jalen Hurts watching, seeing what the backups can do to help him out if it's necessary throughout the whole season. Oh, number 46, that was Johnny King, the recently signed wide receiver here for Philadelphia. But it'll be probably guaranteed that Johnny King does not get playing time this season. If he does, it's going to be in like a Week 17, Week 18 game where the Eagles are probably not going to need to win one of those games to lock up like a number 1 seed or home field advantage or something. As here we go on 1st down. McKee takes a snap, hands it off, and it is going to be a gain of about 4 or 5. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was either Rashad Penny or Trey Sermon. And this will be a 3rd down and short here for the Eagles, as they're looking at what Jalen Hurts was able to do last year. Jalen Hurts had a great year last year and looking to do the same thing this year, whether if it was throwing or running with the football. Jalen Hurts looked great last year and looks for the same thing this year. That's my QB1. It's great there in the locker room. As McKee is going to hand it off to, I do believe this is Trey Sermon, and Sermon is going to pick up the 1st down here for Philadelphia. You see a lot of the 3rd unit guys in right now. You see Dan Arnold, the former Jacksonville Jaguar, in the game. Ken McKee doing a pretty nice job, though, for the offense, to say the least. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to go ahead and charge the computer that I was using. But on the next play, Tanner McKee throws another nice pass to, once again, Tyree Cleveland, making, again, some really nice catches tonight. These are a little bit behind him, but either way, he is able to come down with the passes thrown by McKee, as on First and goal, McKee hands it off to Sermon. And Sermon, did he get in there? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Trey Sermon, the former Ohio State Buckeye, getting into the end zone for 6 points, potentially 7, assuming that you do see Jake Elliott make the extra point. But again, just another great formation called by Nick Sirianni. Great run right there by Trey Sermon. Great job getting into the end zone, scoring the touchdown, and getting this one to go. So this is potentially going to be 13-7 in just a moment. And the kick is up and straight down the middle for Jake Elliott. And just like that, on that note, ladies and gents, it is a 13-7 lead here for the Philadelphia Eagles as they retake the lead. If not retake it, they take the lead for the first. Actually, they do retake the lead because they were on the board first when they were up 3-0. But they retake the lead over the Baltimore Ravens, 13-7. And ladies and gents, I know it's just the preseason, but you know what we have to, you know what we got to do. That's right, y'all. I just had to go ahead and throw that in there real quick. You know what I had to do. Is the stadium full? I would assume it's not. If you're talking about the football stadium, it's definitely not full, by any means guaranteed. But overall, the Eagles do take the lead 13-7. But overall, great start to this one. Despite it being a preseason game, great run-in for the touchdown by the former Ohio State Buckeye, Trey Sermon. And great drive overall by Tanner McKee, leading his team down the field and finding a way to score. And that was a nice pass from Tanner McKee to the recently signed wide receiver, Johnny King. And Tanner McKee, no question, has that QB3 spot locked up. But he's not taking the QB2 spot over Marcus Mariota, by any means guaranteed. 5 of 9 for Tanner McKee for 90 yards on the night. We're probably going to see him in the third quarter and probably have Ian Book finish it up in the fourth, which I hope we're going to see because I want to see a little bit more of what Tanner McKee can do. Jace Young, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy, and appreciate you for coming through to the stream as well. Jadis, I am finally back for the first time in 2 months live streaming, this time covering the Eagles' first preseason game. But we're finally back live streaming overall. So this will be a line drive kick again by Jake Elliott. And the return is going to be looking pretty good so far, but the returner is going to trip up at about the 29. As we look at Fletcher Cox here, 173 career regular season games played, which is the third most by an Eagles defensive player, which looks like in franchise history. So Fletcher Cox coming in for another year here with the Eagles. Going to be one of the leaders of this defensive line, to say the least. And, obviously you're going to have Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter learn behind him. He's going to help them out at the end of the day. So Josh Johnson still in that quarterback, hands it off, and it is Gus Edwards getting lit up. He gets lit up on the play. I do believe that was Kayvon Wallace making the play for Philly. And indeed it was. That's a great play right there by Kayvon Wallace making the tackle. Here we go. 2nd down and 10 here for Josh Johnson and the Baltimore Ravens. from their own 29. Johnson hands it off, and there's going to be a run up the middle. And Gus Edwards, what looked to be like he had a little bit of something going, only turns into about a 4-yard gain. And it'll be about a third down and what looks like about 6 or 5. So it's going to either way be a third down long. As you have former Texas Longhorn Moro Ojomo and Jalen Carter talking on the sideline. Third down and 5 for Baltimore from their own 34-yard line. Josh Johnson takes a snap. Johnson fires it down the left sideline. It is broken up, incomplete. And look who it is, folks. It's Kelee Ringo making the play. Again, Kelee Ringo is going to learn behind our veterans in Darius Slay and James Bradbury. If you want to throw Avonte Maxx in there too, you can. Fletcher Cox, also a 6-time Pro Bowl selection, coming at 6'4", 310 pounds at the age of 32 years old, 12 years in the NFL, coming out of Mississippi State. Here we go. 4th down and 5, and the Ravens are going to go ahead and punt this one. And it's a pretty good punt. Looks like it's going to be Greg Ward coming down with it. And it's going to be about a 1st and 10 here for the Eagles from their own 23-yard line. As again, you still hear Fletcher Cox all mic'd up. Still getting talked to by the reporters or the commentators. Tanner McKee is still in at quarterback, so looks like he is going to go ahead and finish out the second quarter. And hopefully we see him for the third quarter because, again, I really want to see what Tanner McKee can do as the QB3 for the team. And Tanner McKee on first down is going to hand it off, and this is going to be Trey Sermon, I do believe. And Sermon will get about 3 yards, it looks like. And it'll be a 2nd down and 7 here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Or rather, only a gain of 2 for Sermon. So it'll be a 2nd down and 8. As you have Aaron Sipos also working on his punting skills. Don't think Ty Zentner is going to take the job this season. I still do think it's going to be Sipos. But there were rumors in saying that Aaron Sipos could get traded or released, but I don't think Ty Zentner is going to go ahead and take his place for now. As we have approached the 2-minute warning here with the Philadelphia Eagles still up 13-7 over the Baltimore Ravens. But yeah, guys, overall, Tanner McKee has looked pretty good in that second quarter. Marcus Mariota did everything that he could. He's a veteran. You know, as a QB2 for Marcus Mariota, you're going to see some mistakes here and there. He's not going to have the same mindset as Jalen Hurts does, despite him being a backup QB. Even though he did have the starting experience when he was back at Oregon and when he had the starting experience when he was with both Tennessee and Atlanta. But as a true QB2, you're going to see him have these mistakes here and there. So Marcus Mariota can be a pretty solid backup veteran QB to Jalen Hurts. It's just that if he's ever needed to come into a game, he's going to have some mistakes here and there. And then we're going to see what Tanner McKee can bring to the table as the future goes on here for this Philadelphia Eagles franchise. Yeah, guys, appreciate the 6 people still tuning in. Appreciate all you guys for coming through. If you guys have not done so, feel free to hit the like button on the stream. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. And share the stream so we can bring more videos up in the chat for the second half when the second half comes around. But I still appreciate everyone that's been through to the first stream that I have done in about 2 months. So I still appreciate everybody that's come through and tuned into this one. Even if it doesn't mean we're going to bring all like 546 subscribers up into this thing. I still appreciate everybody that's, taking the time out of their day to come through and tune in. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys. I appreciate that. As they look at the new Kelly Greens that have come down, you're going to see a lot of people with the Kelly Greens this season, and they will stand like no chance. Like the Kelly Greens are going to overtake Lincoln Financial Field. They're going to overtake the place. The Kelly Greens are going to take over the Link when it's all said and done. Like, look at all these Eagles fans in attendance today. This is ridiculous. Here we go. Second down and 8 as 2 minutes are left in the first half here. Coming back from the 2-minute warning on 2nd and 8. McKee takes the snap. McKee fires. This is going to be dropped, and this is going to be Tyree Cleveland, who has been so reliable for Tanner McKee. Drops the pass, but Tanner McKee's like, it's all good, man. It's my bad. That one was Tanner McKee's fault. Threw that a little bit too low to Tyree Cleveland. So it'll now be a 3rd down and 8 here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Still on their own side of the field. Looks to be at about the 26-yard line. As on 3rd down and 8, McKee fires, and this is going to be a short pass. Going to be a tough play here for number 46. That's going to be Dan Arnold, and it's going to be a 4th down and 1. But you know how it works on 4th down and 1s. The Eagles do rarely punt the ball on a 4th down and 1. They go for these. They go for these like 96% of the time. But that's still a nice play, though, at the end of the day, though, by Tanner McKee. It was just that Dan Arnold had to go ahead and grab the edge. And obviously, with all these defensive backs coming in to try to make the tackle, Dan Arnold falls short of the 1st down. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and go for it. As we obviously know, the Eagles have been so good on these 4th down conversions or any short down conversions, depending on how many yards it is to the 1st down marker. The Eagles have been really good. Let's see what happens here with Tanner McKee in at the QB position here. As Tyree Cleveland goes around the other side. McKee. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout called by the Eagles, and that's going to be their final timeout of the first half. But they're going to keep the offense on the field, though. Tanner McKee thought he was going to go to the sideline, but Nick Sirianni says, no, stay on the field. Again, Brian Johnson, the new play caller for the Philadelphia Eagles this year, is probably not going to be like Shane Steichen, but when it's all said and done, though, Brian Johnson and Jalen Hurts had the connection last year during last season, despite Jalen Hurts being given the play calls under Shane Steichen. But Brian Johnson and Jalen Hurts do have a little bit of a connection, so we'll see how that connection works out in year 2 of these guys working together. So 4th down and 1 here for the Eagles. McKee takes the snap. No, he goes on play action. Thought he ran the ball, but it's going to be a short pass to Greg Ward, and it's going to be the 1st down here for the Eagles. Great play call drawn up by the play caller, Brian Johnson. Great call. I really thought for a second that this was going to be a running play, but no, it's a play action, and it's going to be Greg Ward picking up the 1st down at midfield here for the Eagles. Here we go. McKee takes the snap from the 50. McKee fires, and this is going to be incomplete. Going through the hands of, once again, Tyree Cleveland, number 85. And this will be a 2nd down and 10 here for the Eagles. But the Eagles do not have any timeouts as Tanner McKee was trying to call one. So the clock has to keep going down, though. You have Jalen Hurts laughing on the sideline. Just kind of joking around a little bit. But still, 13-7 lead here over the Baltimore Ravens. Tanner McKee tried to call a timeout, but the Eagles do not have any timeouts left. McKee takes a snap on 2nd and 10. McKee fires, and it's going to be caught. And this one's going to be caught this time by Tyree Cleveland. and the Eagles have to get back to the line of scrimmage if they want a chance at another field goal or a touchdown. And they are not spiking the ball. So it's just an immediate snap. As McKee takes the snap from the 44.5, fires. It's going to be incomplete. This one was trying to go to the undrafted free agent wide receiver, Jaden Hazelwood, but this is going to be a fourth down situation for the Eagles again. Will they go for it or will they punt it? It looks like they're going to go ahead and punt the football on a 4th down and 4. But we will see Aaron Sipos, who actually did get his number changed because Marcus Mariota is wearing the number 8 jersey. So now Aaron Sipos is wearing the number 10 jersey this time. I did not realize that Aaron Sipos did get his jersey number changed. But because of Marcus Mariota coming in, it all makes sense. As Sipos boots this one all the way down to about the 11 to 12 yard line. And the Eagles defense will come on to try to make one more stop here to end off the first half. Which once again, guys, it is 13-7 in favor of the Eagles right now. Last season for Aaron Sipos, 44 punts last season, 45.6 yards in terms of the average yards per punt. 59 was his longest, and he had 16 punts last season inside the 20. So hopefully we see more of that this season from Aaron Sipos if he is officially truly the starting punter this year. As Josh Johnson is going to hand it off, it's going to be Gus Edwards again. And Edwards is going to get a gain of about 6 yards, and it's going to probably be 2nd down and 4. Kayvon Wallace, I do believe, was the one making the tackle. Has had a good chunk of tackles in this game, to say the least. And from the 17, Johnson takes a snap, dumps it down. It's going to be Gus Edwards. And Edwards is going to be able to pick up the first down here for the Ravens. The Ravens have 2 timeouts, but can take their time if they're trying to look for one more score before the end of the first half. Looking at some film on Jalen Carter, and he's easily just been able to find his way past the offensive line. He was just so explosive at Georgia. When you see this film, here he is against Mizzou. He is getting double teamed, and he says, "No, that stands no chance." As he just finds a way to push to the outside and just make the play. And then there's Jalen Carter with the sack. Almost the sack right there, actually, on Josh Johnson, which he almost got the sack. A lot of teams are going to be double-teaming Jalen Carter this year. Mark my words. I don't care if he's a rookie or not. A lot of teams will be double-teaming Jalen Carter this year. As the pass by Josh Johnson here on first down is incomplete. Keely Ringo was the closest guy there, but there is a flag on the play, which will be offsides or a neutral zone infraction here against the defense. And this is going to be on Taron Jackson. And Taron Jackson's going to head to the sideline here, regroup, and potentially get ready for the second half. Because that was probably his last snap of the game, unless if he gets like 1 more or 2 more. So now it'll be a 1st down and 5 here for the Ravens from their own 29. Josh Johnson takes a snap. Johnson fires down the right side. It's going to be caught by number 16, but the one in coverage against him was the former Cleveland Brown, number 38, Greedy Williams, trying to make the play. And another timeout is going to be called by Baltimore with 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Greedy Williams, again, the former Cleveland Brown, coming at 6'2", 185 pounds at the age of 25, 5 years in the NFL, also coming out of LSU. So he's no stranger to playing in the secondary, as he did play with Cleveland for a good chunk of time. I do believe this is his 5th year as a player in the NFL. So first 4 years he was with the Browns, and now he has moved on to the Eagles. As Josh Johnson takes a snap, fires on the right side, it's going to be caught. And the ball got loose, but that just means that it is going to go backwards. Originally, if the tight end would have held on to the football, it would have probably been a 1st down, but because he lost control of the football, which Kayvon Wallace was there, The play is going to go backwards. Going to be a second down and about 4. Josh Johnson fires this one down the field and is going to be incomplete. Number 31, Mario Goodrich making the play on this one here for the Eagles with about 14 seconds left. The Ravens are really trying to get one more score to end off the first half. Mario Goodrich making a nice pass breakup right there on number 10 here for Baltimore. 14 seconds left to go until the end of the first half. Again, a third down and about 4 here for Baltimore. Johnson takes a snap, fires. It's going to be caught by the tight end, number 88. Number 88, Kolar. And he's going to be out of bounds with 10 seconds left to go, and it's going to be a first down here for Baltimore. Again, Kayvon Wallace getting a lot of attention in this game today. And you do see Sean Desai, the new defensive coordinator, on the sideline, replacing Jonathan Gannon. After how Jonathan Gannon gave up 38 points in the Super Bowl to the Kansas City Chiefs, they decided to go ahead and upgrade. Hopefully, this is an upgrade with Sean Desai. You know, Sean Desai is pretty much like all locked in for this season with the Eagles. So we're going to see what happens and see what his scheme is here. As Josh Johnson fires this one, this is going to be caught. And immediately getting out of bounds is going to be number 5. And this is going to be Laquan Treadwell. I've heard that he's in the best shape of his life right now. So, again, Baltimore needs to just contribute all these preseason wins just to the regular season. They're on a 23-game preseason win streak. But all of that in the preseason doesn't matter, as they need to start contributing that to the regular season when it's all said and done. And Justin Tucker coming off for what could potentially be a 13-10 game. But this is a 60-yard field goal, but he's no stranger to making ones from this far out, as the kick by Justin Tucker is up, and the kick is good. Justin Tucker is known for making those long field goals. And at the end of the first half, the Philadelphia Eagles will lead the Baltimore Ravens in the first preseason game of 3, as they will take the lead over the Baltimore Ravens 13-10. As, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we have approached halftime. It's a good game right now, to say the least. Tyree Cleveland's been a player that's stood out to me in the first half. You know, Tanner McKee has been a player that stood out to me. And, you know, Joseph Nada, with all the catches that he had in the first half, despite like 1 or 2 of those being called back, like we've seen in training camp, Joseph Nada has really just found a way. As an undrafted free agent from Clemson, he's really found his tempo ever since training camp has begun, as well as OTAs and rookie minicamp and all that good stuff. So Joseph Nada, again, has really stood out in the first half for the Philadelphia Eagles, in my opinion. And also, he's just stood out for the Eagles as a whole based on what we've been hearing in training camp and at OTAs and just practice overall in general. So this is the first half, ladies and gents. We're going to go ahead and go over the halftime stats, and then we will take the halftime break like we always do. All right, guys, I am back here as we now have the halftime stats here, and we will go over both sides and the team stats overall. And like I told you guys, I do want to get into the newest sponsor that we do have for the channel. But first, though, we are going to go ahead and get into the player stats and the team stats, and then we will get into our newest sponsor, and then we will take the halftime break depending on how much time there is before the second half begins. So anyway, starting off on the Philadelphia Eagles side, Marcus Mariota finishes his day 7 of 11 for 58 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Tanner McKee, based on if he's only playing a quarter or two, either finishes or so far has gone 3 for 7 for 39 yards. Also, no touchdowns and no interceptions for him. Rashad Penny, in terms of the running game, has put up 9 carries for 34 yards, averaging 3.8 yards a carry. Marcus Mariota on the ground has also showed his athleticism, putting up 4 carries for 29 yards, averaging 7.2 yards a carry. And then DeAndre Swift only putting up 2 carries for 24 yards, averaging 12 yards a carry. Again, he might be the starter for the team this year as the RB1. But we will see what happens as we get closer to the regular season. Now, in terms of the receiving group here for the Eagles, Tyree Cleveland leading the way here for the Eagles with 3 receptions for 44 yards, averaging 14.7 yards per reception, but with no touchdowns. Greg Ward then following it up with 4 receptions for the Eagles, 36 yards, averaging 9 yards per reception, also no touchdowns. Grant Calcaterra with 1 reception for 7 yards, no touchdowns for him. Jack Stoll putting up 1 reception for 6 yards, no touchdowns for him. Joseph Nada putting up 1 reception for 4 yards, and also no touchdowns for him. It shows Rashad Penny on the stat sheet, which I don't even know why at this point. But he has 0 receptions for 0 yards, so I don't even know why they're showing him up to this point. In terms of the defense, though, you have Nicholas Morrow as your leading tackler on the night with 3 tackles. You got Terrell Edmonds with the sack on the night as well as 2 tackles for Terrell Edmonds. Zach McPherson with a tackle as well as an assisted tackle. Justin Evans with a tackle as well as Keely Ringo. Contavious Street also had the other assisted tackle with Zach McPherson. Mekhi Garner and Kyron Johnson, however, no tackles and no assisted tackles, as well as no sacks or interceptions for them. And in terms of the kick returns, Trey Sermon, 2 returns for Trey Sermon for 41 yards, averaging 20.5 yards per return. Greg Ward on the punt returns, 2 returns for 7 yards, averaging 3.5 yards per return. And Jake Elliott so far 2 of 3 on his field goals, 66.7%. 49 was the longest tonight, and he has put up 6 of the team's 13 points to end off the first half stats for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now over to the Baltimore Ravens side. We've seen all of Josh Johnson in that first half. We've seen him go 3 of 5 for 9 yards and a touchdown. In terms of the run game, we've seen Justice Hill put up 3 carries for 48 yards, 16 yards per carry. Gus Edwards following it up with one carry for 10 yards. And Zay Flowers on a jet sweep or an end-around play in terms of running the ball, 1 carry for a yard. Devin Duvernay leading the receiving group with 1 reception for 7 yards and a touchdown. Isaiah Likely following it up with 2 receptions for 2 yards, averaging 1 yard per reception. And Laquan Treadwell has yet to put up a reception for a certain amount of yardage, and it also has yet to get a touchdown here today. Now, in terms of the defense, Deshaun Phillips leading the way here for the Ravens defense with 5 total tackles and 2 assisted tackles. Malik Harrison following up with 5 total tackles. Jordan Swan following up with 3 total tackles. Jaquan Amos with 2 total tackles, as well as Kayvon Seymour and Brandon Stevens, as well as Ardarius Washington. Travis Jones with a tackle and an assisted tackle. Jeremiah Moon with a tackle, as well as Rashad Nichols and Brent Urban. David Ojabo, the former Michigan Wolverine, with an assisted tackle, as well as Kelly Sanders. Josh Ross and Laquan Treadwell apparently show up on the stat sheet, but no tackles and no assisted tackles for either one of those players. Now, in terms of the kickoff returns, Keaton Mitchell was actually the kickoff returner for the Baltimore Ravens. 2 returns for him for 47 yards, 23.5 yards per reception, and no touchdowns for him as well. Justin Tucker only actually has a couple of points here. I don't even know why it's showing him with 1, because he definitely has more than 1 for sure, to say the least. He's got like 4 points right now, if I'm not mistaken. It just hasn't refreshed, apparently. So, yeah, Justin Tucker, 1 of 1 on his field goals. Perfect so far. Longest was from 60. That 60-yard kick you saw was his longest on the night. 4 points for Justin Tucker. And then as for Jordan Stout, the punter here for Baltimore, 3 punts for Jordan Stout, all going for 140, or in total going for 144 yards. 48 yards per punt as an average, and then none of those punts have actually gone inside the 20. So now over to these team stats now between the Eagles and the Ravens. The Philadelphia Eagles with more total yards than the Baltimore Ravens, 271 to 114. The Eagles also with more passing yards than the Baltimore Ravens, 169 to 44. The Eagles also with more rushing yards than the Baltimore Ravens, 102 to 70. Eagles also averaging more yards per play than the Baltimore Ravens, 5.8 to 5.4. Eagles with more first downs than the Baltimore Ravens, 15 to 7. Eagles are 6 of 12 on third down, while the Ravens are 2 of 5. The Eagles are 2 of 2 on fourth down, while the Ravens have yet to convert a fourth down or even go for a fourth down. The Eagles with 47 total plays to the Ravens' 21 total plays. Both teams have each allowed a sack. The Ravens with 3 punts to the Eagles 1. The Eagles with 6 penalties costing them 35 yards to the Ravens' 1 penalty costing them only 5 yards. No fumbles lost by either team, as well as no interceptions thrown. And the time of possession for both teams, the Philadelphia Eagles, 21 minutes and 57 seconds. And for the Baltimore Ravens, it's only been 8 minutes and 3 seconds. So the Philadelphia Eagles have really done a really nice job in terms of controlling the ball and controlling the clock when it's all said and done. And that is how the first half stats come to an end. But ladies and gentlemen, really quickly before, I'm not even sure if the second half is even going to start yet. I mean, this is a preseason game by any means. But really quickly, though, I do want to give a shout-out to the newest sponsor of the channel. I do want to give a shout-out to 10-Pin Toolkit. If you guys have ever thought about playing a new sport like bowling, for instance, or if you ever thought about just improving your game or learning about the history of bowling, 10-Pin Toolkit has got you covered. They will give you the angles and targeting, the score calculator, and as well as the names of some spares and so much more. They have a full history behind their back. And if you have just ever thought to yourself, man, I wish I could just either play a sport, start with my sports career, especially in bowling, or if I have ever thought about just finding a way to improve my bowling game, 10-Pin Toolkit has gotten you covered. It has taken my bowling game to the next level as I look for another great year of bowling for myself, as I have now. This will be now year 4 of me in terms of me doing my bowling. And 10-Pin Toolkit has really helped me out in terms of my bowling game being taken up to the next level. So if you guys are interested in learning about the history of bowling, or just want to improve your bowling, or want to get started on bowling, go ahead and download 10-Pin Toolkit. The link for that is down below in the description. Or go ahead and search that into your App Store or the Google Play Store, whatever you guys have in terms of a way to download the app. Go ahead and download it. It is 10-Pin Toolkit, and get ready for a new bowling experience, or get ready to find a way to learn how to improve your bowling. Go ahead and download 10-Pin Toolkit today. Great app to use and a great resource to find a way to improve your bowling game today. And ladies and gents, on that note, as we look back in the chat here, I'm not sure if the chat will reset, but it doesn't look like... Hold up, guys. The chat is glitching a little bit, but... Guys, on that note, it looks like the second half has not started just yet. So on that note, ladies and gents, we're going to go ahead and take the halftime break like we always do. Ladies and gents, y'all pretty much know the drill. Similar to the Sixers streams, go get a snack, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you guys need to do in order to get ready for the second half of this preseason game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. And ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I will see y'all back here for the second half. All right, guys, we are back. Apparently, I took a little bit long on the halftime break, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, I had to get everything out as the Ravens will begin with the ball to begin the second half here. As on this running play, you do see a lot of the second and third stringers into this game right now, as that was a 2-yard gain here by Baltimore for a 2nd down and 8 coming up here for the Ravens. Here we go on 2nd and 8. Tyler Huntley now checking into the game now as he throws a nice pass on the play to number 47 of Baltimore. And this will be a 1st and 10 here now for the Baltimore Ravens. And that I do believe was, I think it was Mario Goodrich on the receiver. But apparently we will see some action from Tyler Huntley. Or rather, Sean Bradley was on him, I should say. As Tyler Huntley on 1st down gets it out there to number 33, and number 33 making a nice run, and he will pick up 9 yards. So the Eagles defense off to a slow start to begin the second half, even though it is just a bunch of backups in, but it is what it is. What's going on, JS, once again? We got BBOC and ECG chat. What's the beef in the ECG chat? I don't even know what JS is talking about. As on 2nd and 1, they're going to run the ball here with number 33, and number 33 looks like he's not going to get there. Is that Melvin Gordon? Hold up. Did the Ravens sign Melvin Gordon? I think they signed Melvin Gordon, because I think that's who is the running back on the play right there, as they did not pick up the 1st down, but Huntley hands it off, and it is going to be once again the 1st down picked up by the Ravens, and it is going to be Melvin Gordon again with the 1st down here for the Baltimore Ravens. You're so great at commentating. Thank you. You rock. I appreciate that, MC. TP1, what's going on, my guy? I appreciate you for coming through, so I'm here. I appreciate you for coming through. TP1, first live stream that I have done in about 2 months. But hey, again, TP1, appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. I appreciate you for coming through to the stream. MC saying, what's up to TP1? It's been a while. But here we go. Here's Tyler Huntley on 1st and 10. Escapes out of the pocket. Throws it. It's going to be incomplete. That is Mario Goodrich with the defensive play against the Baltimore Ravens wide receiver. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10 here for the Baltimore Ravens. Huge play right there for the Eagles defense. So this guy's good, right? TB1. TB1 said, MC, yes, he is. Did you have a good summer? Bruce Harper, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through to the stream as well. As on 2nd down, Tyler Huntley runs with the ball and gains about 9 yards on the play. So it'll be a 3rd down and 1 here for the Baltimore Ravens. And they'll probably convert it, to be brutally honest. As on 3rd down and 1, Huntley's going to hand this one off, and it is going to be, I think it is going to be a 1st down here for the Ravens. And yes, it will. I'm doing good, Bruce Harper. Hopefully you're doing the same, my guy. Hopefully everyone's doing well on this Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen. Now just wrapping it up, watching the preseason. Just trying to see who makes the potential 53-man roster here for the Eagles. I feel like you're disappointed after the Sixers' disappointing finish, but at least you're back for the Eagles. Yeah, you know I had to get back to streaming, Bruce Harper. And you know I wasn't going to keep up the hiatus much longer. As on 1st down, the running back takes it. I do believe that was Melvin Gordon, but the stop was made by the rookie out of Texas, Moro Ojomo, making the play. And a great play made right there by the Eagles defense. Taron Jackson was also in there as well. And I know I meant to say disappeared, Bruce Harper, but you know what? I'm back now. So it's all good. As on 2nd and 10, Huntley with the ball. Escapes the pocket. Huntley's going to run. Huntley still going, and he's going to slide down inside the 20. I did TV1. How about you? Hi, Bruce. He did disappear, but I think he needs to be out there all the time. But again, it's got to, for my sake, it has to come down to see if any of the Philly sports teams are going to like report anything that I could like talk about or something like that. When it's all said and done, though, at times, hardworking content creators, they need a break at times, which, is good for us at the end of the day. But when it's all said and done, anyone that's working hard definitely deserves a break at the same time in putting out their content. As this pass from Tyler Huntley is caught and picked, and the first down is picked up for the Baltimore Ravens. Sidney Brown looks like he was the one covering the receiver. Here we go on 1st and goal. It is going to be the running back taking it, and it is going to be a play going backwards. Sidney Brown was right there to make the play here for the Philadelphia Eagles. I feel we would dominate the NFC East and the NFC in general. What do you think? Honestly, the only team that is going to stop us is the San Francisco 49ers. But again, we'll have to see how their quarterback play plays out with Brock Purdy this upcoming year. Was it all a fluke, or is Brock Purdy actually the guy? Here we go on 2nd and goal. Huntley takes a snap, throws it down the left side, and it is going to be caught for the touchdown. And that is going to be number 16. I do believe last name was Wallace. But the Ravens are going to retake the lead against the Philadelphia Eagles in this one. And Tyler Huntley comes out in the second half and fires a strike to the end zone. What NFC teams do you feel could give us trouble other than San Francisco? Well, I don't think there are many other teams that could give us trouble outside of San Francisco. If I had to think of teams that could, I would say, honestly, if you want to be honest with me, Bruce, obviously the Cowboys are going to play us tough every year because we pretty much always split with them now. As Justin Tucker comes on for the extra point, which the extra point is up and good right down the center. But the Cowboys always give us a little bit of problems every year. The Lions might show up this year. You never know. With a young squad, they can show up. The Vikings might be up there somewhere. I'm not really too worried about the NFC South in terms of any of the teams. I'm not really too worried about the NFC South because that is going to be a recreation of the NFC East, which was renamed to the NFC Least back in 2020 in the C19 year. And then in the West, obviously you got San Francisco. Maybe Seattle could do some damage. But overall, I think we can be better than the majority of those teams. San Francisco, however, is going to be our number one competition. Are you going to a game? Yes, I will be at the game against the Washington Commanders. First game that I'm going to that is against a division opponent. We will get to see Sam Howell, which is going to be nice. So it's going to be nice to see Sam Howell up against the Eagles, but I think the Eagles should have it in the bag either way. But Sam Howell might show up this year. You never know. MC said, "Nice to see you. See you chatting again, Bruce. What's up?" Oh, I love bowling so much. I'm glad you have 10 minutes okay as a sponsor. That's awesome. Yeah, I wanted to get that sponsored. I was just trying to figure out how to word it out so that way it would make sense for a sponsorship. But at the same time, though, it's hard to figure out a way to sponsor the app when it's all said and done. So, but guys, by the way, be sure to go download 10-Pin Toolkit today to go ahead and improve, or if not, start your bowling career, or just learn about the history of bowling. Because I'll tell you one thing, it is pretty cool to say the least. I'm back, so no beef in ECG chat when we talk about stuff. Yeah. Bowling's awesome. Yes, it is. In my opinion, it's one of the most underrated sports in the history of sports, honestly. Tiger Raven, what's going on, my guy? I appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. I appreciate you for coming through the stream as well. Can you see it? Imagine he goes to break and it comes back on. I called it. It's back on. Yeah, we basically took a break for a minute. But again, it took me forever to get through the stats and then get through the sponsorship. So you know what? At the same time, it is what it is. But here we go. 9 minutes left to go here. Oh, I forgot to change the scoreboard. This is a 17-13 Ravens lead right now. Eagles looking to respond. Will we see Tanner McKee in the second half? Here we go. The kick is underway here by Justin Tucker and is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And with 9 minutes left to go here in the third quarter, will we see Tanner McKee or will it be Ian Book for the whole second half? And Sidney Brown is actually a sleeper draft pick that Howie Roseman made coming out of college at Illinois. Sidney Brown comes up with the blitzes. Sidney Brown will pick up the interceptions. So I can see Sidney Brown starting this year, honestly. But in his career at Illinois, 319 career tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 10 interceptions in 3 to 4 years at Illinois, depending on how many years he did spend there. But who is in that quarterback? Is it Tanner McKee or is it Ian Book? Looks like it is still Tanner McKee as he fires it out on first down. And it is going to be incomplete to number 83 here on the Eagles. This is like the 5th string tight end at this point. Oh, that's Brady Russell. So Brady Russell drops that pass. Tanner McKee actually threw a nice pass to Brady Russell. But he drops the pass, so it will now be 2nd down and 10 here for Tanner McKee and the Eagles offense. At least I do believe it is still Tanner McKee and it's not Ian Book. As on 2nd down and 10, McKee hands it off to Trey Sermon. And Sermon is going to get a gain of about 8 yards, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2. And yes, indeed, it is still Tanner McKee on the football field right now for the Eagles. Third down and 2 here for Tanner McKee and the Eagles offense. Tanner McKee actually had a pretty solid first half, I'm not going to lie. But Tanner McKee on 3rd down and 2 takes the snap, floats it down the right side, and it is going to be caught by Jaden Hazelwood for the first down here for the Eagles. Another undrafted free agent that the Eagles ended up signing. But overall, that is a great throw by Tanner McKee. But it's an even better catch on that note by Jaden Hazelwood, which is actually bobbled for the moment, but no matter what, though, he comes down with the catch. So great play right there by Jaden Hazelwood. Here we go on first down. McKee is going to hand it off to Trey Sermon, and he gets lit up behind the line of scrimmage. Number 56 coming in and making the play for the Baltimore Ravens. Here you go. You see a lot of the 3rd, 4th string offensive linemen into this game right now. 2nd down and 17 for Tanner McKee and the Eagles offense. Going to need to be a pass play, as that's where Tanner McKee goes. As on 2nd and 17, he is sacked by number 59 for the Ravens defense, and it's going to be a 3rd down and an even longer play for the Eagles. We look at the film here with right tackle Dennis Kelly, and Dennis Kelly just gets beat on the play by a landslide. Again, the preseason is going to tell us a lot against this competition, so I do still anticipate Dennis Kelly making the roster, but Dennis Kelly is going to really need to pick his head up if he wants to have a chance. As McKee goes back to pass, fires it out. Looks like it's going to be a little dump off to Trey Sermon, and he is not going to get close to the first down. The Ravens will get a stop and will go off the field, still with a lead 17-13. I do not know if that is going to be Tanner McKee's last drive or not here for the Eagles, if we will even see Ian Book in this game, because that is our QB4. And trust me, guys, he's terrible. Just trust me. Ian Book is terrible. I know he was a former New Orleans Saint, and when I saw him in that Saints game that he played, he was terrible. Let's put it that way. As the punt by Ty Zentner actually went ahead to punt it, and it put it down inside the 10. Ball is loose, and the Eagles get it. They get under it after they had to punt it, And it's Rick Lovato, the long snapper, coming down with the football and picking it up after the punt was muffed. So Tanner McKee will get another shot at putting points up on the board. Ty Zedner with a beautiful punt. James Prochet, the receiver, to pick it up. But that is going to be number 43 for the Eagles with the fumble. Brady Russell with the tackle on the closest player there. And Rick Lovato, the long snapper, is able to pick it up. I do believe number 43 is once again Johnny King. So the Eagles will take over inside the 15, and they will have a chance to retake the lead over the Baltimore Ravens. And they actually have a chance to retake the lead and take a potential 20-17 lead over the Ravens with the fumble by James Prochet. All right, guys, I'm back. I gotta update the chat though. I gotta update the chat. Make sure the chat's running smoothly. Because I know some of the comments did not show up. So if you guys had the comments up into the chat, go ahead and redrop them in so I can read over them. This son, Melvin Gordon, a long time ago, I think so. Well, I thought I didn't see it, so it must have came up on your end, Jadis. Smash the like button as you are number one. Hey, I appreciate that, Bruce. I appreciate that. Star Wars 99, what's going on, my guy? I appreciate you for coming through. Said it's only preseason, but a loading point like this is bad. I'm not sure if that was a typo or whatever happened right there, but appreciate you for coming through the Star Wars 99. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. I appreciate you for coming through the stream as well. And runs like this on Phillies is bad. On the Phillies is bad also. Not even sure what's going on with the Phillies right now because I'm not even focused on that game. Bruce Harper says, I feel you are deserving of a good break as you produce so much content of all sports fans, especially for us Philly fans. And I appreciate that, Bruce Harper. I appreciate that. As one of my loyal supporters right there. I agree with your assessment of the NFC. Hey, it's your opinion, Bruce. I'm not going to be against you if you don't agree with me. You don't have to agree with me on everything. As on first down here in the red zone here for the Eagles, Tanner McKee throws it behind the receiver, and it's going to be second down and 10, but he's at the same time, he's like, all good, it's my bad. Which at least Tanner McKee knows that he can take the blame. It's actually Mekhi Garner with the forced fumble on special teams. I feel the Commanders are now owned by the 76ers owners, so it's awesome for there is no way he will let the Eagles lose. Of course. What else is new? Oh, down low temp and toolkit. I love bowling so much and bowl almost every week for many years. Although not as much lately for work and it's expensive. Hey, Bruce, you know what? It's okay to, not bowl like every week. As Tanner McKee on second and 10 with a nice athletic run. So Tanner McKee displaying that athleticism, gaining about 7 or 8 yards. I know it'll be about a third down and 2 or 3 situation here for the Eagles. And is it just me, or did they have Dillard? Wait, no, that's not Andre Dillard, because he's on Tennessee, I think. But number 77 is in center. I don't even know who that is at this point. But great balance by Tanner McKee to get that extra yards and make it a third down 3 situation. As McKee hands it off to Trey Sermon, and Sermon is going to get stuffed before the first down marker. So it will be a potential 3 points coming here for the Eagles offense, unless if they do elect to go for it. Ryan Bro, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through to the stream as well. Shout out to everyone that's coming through, guys. I really do appreciate that. But they're going to go for it here inside the 10. Tanner McKee leading the offense on a 4th down and 2. McKee takes the snap. McKee goes on play action. McKee tries to throw it to the end zone. And it is, was that a catch by Joseph Nada? Was that a catch? Or are they going to say he dropped it? I don't even know if he caught it or dropped it. I cannot tell. Looking at the replay, for the moment the ball is off the ground, I cannot tell by the rest of it. Oh, did he have full control? I think that's a... Come on, dude. Challenge that. I think that if you have full control, if the ball is on the ground, it can still be ruled a touchdown. And the ball did not hit the ground first before it hit Joseph Nada's hands. So, in my opinion, I think that should be a touchdown if Sirianni is going to go ahead and challenge the call. Which, honestly, I really do think he should, because I really do think that that is a touchdown, to be brutally honest. I think that's going to be a touchdown if Sirianni is going to go ahead and challenge it. Because the ball did not hit the ground before it landed in the hands of Joseph Nada. And you're allowed to have the ball touch the ground as long as you have full control of it and the football does not move. Looks like Ellie Shore Parks is saying that it is a touchdown for the Eagles. But they did not change the scoreboard. They kept it 17-13. They did not keep it. They did not say it was a touchdown. So I'm wondering if Sirianni is going to go ahead and challenge this. Because that should be a touchdown right there by Joseph Nada. That should be a touchdown by Joseph Nada on the play. Ever since last year, though, ladies and gents, the Eagles have just been so good on 4th down. They've just been so good. They really did not rule that a touchdown? Oh, heck no. Nah, that was a touchdown, dude. Come on. I know it's just the preseason, but come on, dude. That was a touchdown by Joseph Nada. But on 1st down, though, the Eagles managed to absolutely destroy the run game. Miles Jack is in for the Philadelphia Eagles. I do not know how that was not ruled a touchdown. You're allowed to have the ball touch the turf as long as you have full control of the football. The 2nd down and 11 here for the Eagles. Miles Jack is getting some playing time, and hopefully Zach Cunningham is too. But here we go on 2nd and 11. Huntley with the snap. Fires. It's going to be caught. And it's going to be a gain of about, I'd say, 7 or 8. And I think it was, once again, Miles Jack making the tackle. But Miles Jack did sign with the Eagles last Sunday, coming in at 6'1", 255 at the age of 27. 8 years as a pro, coming out of UCLA. Here we go. 3rd down and 4 here. Huntley takes a snap. Huntley dancing, fires. It's going to be caught over the middle. And it's going to be number 82 here for the Baltimore Ravens. Sidney Brown, I do believe, was the one in coverage against him. This will be a 1st down here for Baltimore. And the Eagles are sending 5 players to Tyler Huntley for more pressure. But yes, indeed, that was Sidney Brown who made the tackle on number 82 for Baltimore. Under 2.5 minutes left to go as Huntley takes a snap, rolls out of the pocket, fires to his right, and it is going to be caught once again by number 82 for the Baltimore Ravens. That was, I do believe, Mario Goodrich in coverage for Philly. Time is winding down, getting closer to 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. And looks like the Ravens are going to have the lead here at the end of the third, which is solid. I mean, the Eagles only allowed 17 points on this Ravens team. As Huntley takes a snap, Huntley fires it out to the running back, and it's going to be caught. It's going to be Melvin Gordon, I do believe, and he's going to pick up the first down. But yeah, hopefully we do see a good chunk of playing time from Miles Jack this year. You also do see Ben Van Sumeren, another undrafted free agent the Eagles picked up. And on 2nd and 1, Huntley's going to hand it off to Melvin Gordon, and Gordon is going to get to the outside. And once again, it's going to be Sidney Brown with the tackle, but not before Melvin Gordon goes ahead and picks up the first down. But, you know, Melvin Gordon is a veteran, so he's obviously going to have those opportunities in those moments. So, or rather, it was this dude Mitchell. This man with the last name Mitchell, rather, was the one making the play. Something happened, though. Multiple flags are thrown. Let's see what happened here. So it is going to be a neutral zone infraction against the Eagles. So it will be a first down here for the Baltimore Ravens. This is going to be against Noah Ellis, number 61, for the Philadelphia Eagles. Here we go on 1st and 5 here from the 49 of the Eagles. Huntley hands it off to Melvin Gordon this time, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 here for the Baltimore Ravens, as that will take us to the end of the third quarter, where the Baltimore Ravens will be up by 4 points over the Philadelphia Eagles at the end of the third, 17-13, as we head to the fourth quarter. But hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I need to go ahead and grab my charger and an extension cord as well. So, guys, just hang on for 1 second. I will be right back. So just hang on tight. Alright, guys, I am back as the fourth quarter has begun as Tyler Huntley is still in, and on first down, the pass will be incomplete here. As number 39 here for the Philadelphia Eagles is going to be able to make the play on the defensive side of the ball. That is going to be former Alabama cornerback Eli Ricks, actually. Also another undrafted free agent here for the Eagles, coming in at 6'2", 188 pounds at the age of 21 in his rookie year coming out of Alabama. Huntley with the ball once again fires. It's going to be complete by, again, this wide receiver, number 82, making the play. And once again, another first down here for the Eagles. But we do have a flag. We do have a face mask, though, against the offense, and it's going to be second down. It's going to be on number 71 for the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Was that Moro Ojimo? I think so. Yeah, Moro Ojimo has face mask grad. What the heck? I'm telling you, Moro Ojimo, I think he makes the roster this year, honestly. He's had some great pressure this game. And Huntley hands it off, and that was a disastrous play for the Baltimore Ravens, and that is Noah Ellis making the play here for the Eagles' defensive line. But the question was at the end of the third quarter, towards the end of the third quarter, did we see the end of Tanner McKee, and will we see Ian Booker? Will Tanner McKee continue this game and pretty much just close it out in the fourth? My best guess is that McKee is done, and we're going to see Ian Book for the fourth quarter. As on 3rd and 30, the ball is going to be dropped down incomplete, and that's going to be Kyron Johnson picking it up. But unfortunately for the Eagles, it is not a fumble. But it is a stop here for the Eagles defense, so they will get the ball back. You do see number 52, Zach Cunningham, going to the sideline with the defense. Also a newly acquired linebacker to add some good veteran depth and talent at the linebacker position. Also, again, a position of need, which that is pretty much our weakest position, basically overall, and on the defensive side of the ball. Here we go, with this one being returnable. That was Zach McPherson actually returning that. I don't even know why Zach McPherson was the one returning that one on the play. But with 13:47 left to go, will we see Tanner McKee? No, it looks like it is going to be Ian Book coming in for the Philadelphia Eagles. So we're going to see Ian Book for the whole fourth quarter. So Tanner McKee's day is all but over. And Ian Book will come in for the fourth quarter. All right, guys, I'm back. But here we go on first down. Ian Book checking into the game. And pretty much with the fourth string unit, this is going to be number 34. I do believe that's Kennedy Brooks getting some reps. And it will be second down here for It'll be second down and 7 here for Ian Book and the Philadelphia Eagles offense. Ian Book coming in at 6 foot, 206 pounds at the age of 25, 3 years in the NFL, and also went to Notre Dame for college. Here we go, second down and 7. Book takes the snap. Book on play action. Book rolling to his right. Book going to run. Book going to get like 2 yards on the play. So it will be a third down and 5 here for Philly. Sergeant, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, my guy. I appreciate you for coming through to the stream as well for the fourth quarter. I think Sirianni had to challenge the call to reversing the incomplete pass to a touchdown. So good on fourth down to get the ball close to the ground. I mean, yeah, I could see that, but at the same time, like TB1 says, apparently it was out of bounds. So that's apparently why the touchdown didn't count. As Ian Book is going to run. Book trying to get the first down and does so with his legs. Ian Book picking up the first down and just displaying his athleticism. Again, you do have Kennedy Brooks in the backfield, pretty much the blocking back. Ian Book finds a gap, goes to his right, looks for a blocker in Kennedy Brooks, and gets the block that he needs to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive here for the Eagles. Under 12 minutes left to go here in the game. First and 10 here for the Eagles from their own 27. Ian Book takes the snap. Book fires this one, and this one is incomplete. Not even close to anyone. He's miscommunicated with his receivers so far ever since starting the drive. Again, like I've told you guys, Ian Book is terrible. Like I said earlier in the stream, Ian Book is terrible. Again, I watched that Saints game that Ian Book was playing in when he was back with the Saints at the time, and this dude, Ian Book, was terrible. Here we go. On second down, Book takes the snap, hands it off to Kennedy Brooks, and Kennedy Brooks loses the football. And it looks like the Ravens have it. And they do. So the Ravens will take over with a potential a commanding 24-13 lead. And that will be Ravens football with Worley with the strip and forcing the fumble on Kennedy Brooks. Again, guys, Kennedy Brooks is probably not making the roster, if we're being brutally honest. He's honestly like the sixth string back at this point. Depending on how the rotation goes with Rashad Penny, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, and then you got Trey Sermon, Kennedy Brooks is easily the sixth running back on this team. There's no way he gets past Trey Sermon. I know it was just one play, though, at the same time, but at the same time, you got to look at all the other moments that Kennedy Brooks has had and all the other opportunities that he's had. And honestly, in my opinion, ever since he's gotten to the NFL, I don't think he's made the most of it. That's what happens when you have a limited amount of playing time. All right, guys, so Looks like the Ravens are going to take over here with the football. As again, Kenny Brooks fumbles it. Yeah, number 41, Worley, coming in for the big hit. And he did lose the football, and the Ravens did pick it up, so it will be Ravens' ball. At the same time, though, I kind of do want the Eagles to win this game, so that way they can end the 23-game preseason winning streak of the Baltimore Ravens. Even though it doesn't matter if they win or lose, I kind of want them to win so they end the winning streak of the Baltimore Ravens winning in the preseason. Here we go. I do believe this is Anthony Brown, the former Oregon Duck, in at quarterback now. And on first down, he throws it out to his tight end. But an immediate tackle made by Ben Van Sumeren, which I do believe was the former Michigan State Spartan, if I'm not mistaken. I do believe Ben Van Sumeren went to Michigan State before joining the Eagles as another undrafted free agent. Here we go on 2nd and 9. Anthony Brown with a running back in the backfield. Brown takes the snap. Brown on 2nd and 9 throws it to the left side, and that was almost intercepted by Josiah Scott. And then Josh Jobe could have had a chance at this too. But it will be a 3rd down and 2 here for Baltimore. But the time is ticking. Here we go, 3rd down and 2 here for the Ravens. Anthony Brown takes the snap. Brown fires. It's going to be incomplete, broken up nicely. I do believe that was Mekhi Gardner, a standout in training camp. Someone who might be a sleeper to make the Eagles' cornerback room. And just like that, the Baltimore Ravens are not going to be able to pick up the touchdown as they are going to actually be kicking the field goal here with Justin Tucker. So this will be a 43-yard attempt from the left hash. Justin Tucker looking to put the Ravens up by 7 points here and make it exactly a 7-point game, which he does. And just like that, the Ravens lead the Eagles 20-13. If the Eagles do want a shot at breaking the winning streak in the preseason of the Baltimore Ravens, Ian Book is going to have to lead this team down the field with a chance to score to have a chance to tie this game up and potentially win this game. That's if they want to snap the win streak, though, of Baltimore. I'm not saying that the Eagles have to win this game, but it'd be pretty cool if they would snap the win streak of the Baltimore Ravens. Just like that, it is a 20-13 lead in favor of the Ravens right now, just as you guys see on the scoreboard. The Ravens do have a lead by a touchdown, so if Ian Book can march this team down the field and lead them to a touchdown, this game will be all tied up depending on how much time Ian Book is going to need to use. Imagine this first preseason game for the Eagles and the preseason goes to overtime. Just imagine the scenes. But yeah, guys, overall, this has just been fun getting back to doing the live streams, and I appreciate every single one of you guys that have come through and supported, despite my hiatus of live streaming for 2 months. But I appreciate all you guys coming back and sticking with me and coming through. So I appreciate every single one of you guys for doing that. But guys, unless anything changes in terms of my plans, I should be able to go ahead and do all 3 preseason games for before the season starts. Here we go, guys. 10.5 minutes left to go here. The Ravens currently lead at 20-13 over the Philadelphia Eagles. Jordan Stout will kick it down. And once again, the kick is off. And it'll actually be run out by Trey Sermon. And Sermon is going to still run all the way up to about the 28, close to the 30. And that is where the Eagles will start and trying to have a chance in trying to tie this game up against the Baltimore Ravens. Reed Blankenship, though, coming into his second year, coming at 6'1", 203 pounds at the age of 24, 2 years as a pro, coming out of Middle Tennessee State, one of the smaller schools that we've heard. He also did come in as an undrafted free agent, too, as Ian Book hands this one off right off the bat here. And I do believe that was Kennedy Brooks again and got about 5 or 6 yards on the play. But we do have a flag here, as this could change the whole way that first play of the drive turns out for Philly. But it will be a holding against the defense, actually, so the Eagles will have the first down. So the Eagles will advance with the ball. And they will move their way up the field. So it was a holding call against the Ravens. But here we go. 1st and 10 here for the Eagles from their own 38. Book takes the snap. Book escapes the pocket. Book is going to run. Book is going to dive at midfield and maybe possibly in Ravens territory. But either way, he will pick up the first down. And Ian Book is out here showing that mobility on the field. But it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 49. They need to get to the Ravens 41 for the first down. 9:24 left to go. Clock is ticking. Book takes the snap. Here comes a blitz. Book going to his right. Book just needs to get it away and does so to keep it a 2nd down and 10 here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, guys, 20-13. Eagles on this drive will tie it up against the Baltimore Ravens. But again, 2nd and 10 for the Eagles from their own 49. Book takes the snap. Book dancing. Trying to evade the pocket. Gets away. Book rolling to his right. Stops. Stutters. Book runs. Maybe gets about a yard or two. But either way, it is going to be a 3rd down and long here for Ian Book and the Philadelphia Eagles. At this point, their 4th string offense. Ian Book has to find a way to pick up the first down here on 3rd down and 8. We'll see what Ian Book can do here on 3rd down and long. See if he can pick this up and convert it. That's a terrible angle right there. I don't even know what the heck that is. Voice crack right there, my bad. But Book taking the snap, gets away from the pressure. Book dancing for dear life, and he is sacked all the way back at the 29. Terrible play right there. And terrible protection by this Eagles offensive line as the defense of Baltimore comes through and gets the sack on Ian Book. Book gets away from the first tackler, gets away from the second one. But here comes 41 again. But Tyree Cleveland was actually wide open down the field, so Ian Book could have had a chance at that. And as expected, he's going to go ahead and look at the film. Wait, do we have 2 number 10s on this team with Tanner McKee and Aaron Sipos? Don't we have 2 number 10s? Hold up. Someone's going to have to get their number changed again. Hold up a second. I think Aaron Sipos wears number 10 and Tanner McKee wears number 10. Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. I think we have 2 players wearing number 10. Like, that's crazy. We got 2 players wearing number 10. We got Tanner McKee and we got Aaron Sipos. That's going to probably need to be situated again. But yeah, guys, overall, this has just been a great game. You know, at the same time, though, some clear cuts overall based on what I've seen. You know, Tyree Cleveland could have a shot at making the roster as the wide receiver 5. But if we do keep 4 receivers, it's going to be A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, and Olamide Zaccheaus. But if we do keep 5, I could see Tyree Cleveland being in the conversation. Justin Nada being in the conversation. No, multiple players have made some great catches, though, for this receiving group. And again, like I said, I think Kennedy Brooks is going to be the odd man out, and Trey Sermon might be as well. Our main 4 backs that we have in Swift, Gainwell, Penny, and Boston Scott, they're going to be the 4 main backs. The question is, how are we going to be able to rotate them? And there's Jordan Davis sitting on the bench looking for a breakout year. And there's Jalen Carter looking for a really nice rookie year. And you see also the rookie linebacker Nolan Smith. Here we go. 1st and 10 here for the Ravens. Do we believe this is still Anthony Brown? Anthony Brown takes a snap. Fires it out to his left. It's caught, but it immediately tackled down. And that's going to be Mario Goodrich making the play. Mario Goodrich, also another player that is coming out of Clemson. Coming in at 6 foot, 186 pounds. At the age of 23 and has a year of experience already as a player in the NFL. 2nd down and 11 here for Baltimore. Anthony Brown takes a snap. Brown fires it to his left, and that is intercepted. And this is going to be returned for a pick 6. And this is going to be the undrafted free agent from Alabama, Eli Ricks. And just like that, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to tie this up potentially at 20 points apiece. Eli Ricks. A lot of people thought Eli Ricks was going to get taken in the NFL draft. He ends up becoming an undrafted free agent, comes to the Eagles, and gets a pick 6 on Anthony Brown to potentially end up tying this game. But what a great play on defense by the undrafted free agent picked up in Eli Ricks by the Eagles. But that might mean something about him making the 53-man roster. That was a beautiful job right there by Eli Ricks. And the Eagles are going for 2. Hold up. Come on, guys. What do we mean we don't want to tie the game? All right, we're going for 2, I guess. Book takes the snap. Book dancing, firing into the end zone, and that's intercepted. Okay, so the Eagles will still be down by 1. I don't even know what that play call was. But Eli Ricks had a nice pick 6 on Anthony Brown. Like, why are we going for 2, guys? Just tie the game up. Like, that's nice lockdown. On number 82, wait, is that Steve Sims? Is Steve Sims on the Ravens? I think that might be Steve Sims, number 82, for Baltimore. But that's a nice interception, though, by Eli Ricks on Anthony Brown. This dude, Eli Ricks, is showing some massive improvements. And might be on the 53-man roster this year. You never know. He might have a shot at making it. But again, Ian Book going to continue to look at the film. See Nolan Smith on special teams here. And we're going to see Ty Zentner kick it down here for the Eagles. Which he does. And he'll do it as a little bit of a line drive kick, and he'll kick it into the end zone, and it will be a touchback here for the Ravens. This is a big mistake trying to go for 2 and try to take the lead, especially when you have Ian Book as your quarterback. I mean, if it's with Tanner McKee or Marcus Mariota, it's probably converted. But with Ian Book, though, your 4th-string quarterback, that's just not going to get it done. And why are you trying to throw in a double coverage to the undrafted free agent out of Clemson and Joseph Nada? But 7:03 left to go. The Ravens will take over. The Eagles are down by 1. Anthony Brown will hand it off to the running back, and the running back is going to only get a gain of about a yard. Hold up, guys. I forgot to change the scoreboard here. Hold up 1 second. I can't believe we went for 2 right there, honestly. Again, I know it's the preseason, but again, that's very bad decision-making. Don't go for 2 when you're trying to break the winning streak here. Yeah, I knew Ben Van Sumeren went to Michigan State. Coming in at 6'2", 231 pounds at the age of 23. First year as a rookie. Coming out of Michigan State. I knew he came from Michigan State. Here we go. On 2nd and 8. Brown takes a snap. Brown fires this one deep down the field. And this was almost a one-handed interception for Sidney Brown. Sidney Brown's been really good tonight, honestly. Sidney Brown's also another player that stands out to me. And obviously, it's going to be no surprise for him making the 53-man roster. It should be no surprise for him to try to go ahead and make the 53-man roster as one of 4 safeties potentially. I mean, Sidney Brown did go ahead and get a hand on it. I mean, you could also see Kayvon Wallace in the safety room as well. But the main safeties are probably going to be Terrell Edmonds and Reed Blankenship. As Anthony Brown takes a snap, fires, and this is going to be incomplete. It's going to be Eli Ricks once again. Brandon Graham was like, ooh. I'm telling you, Eli Ricks was a steal in undrafted free agency. Eli Ricks was an absolute steal. He even slips for a moment and still gets a hand up. Oh, and he's talking trash to Laquan Treadwell. Oh, my Lord. And he's talking trash to Laquan Treadwell. Oh, heck no. Heck no. Oh, the disrespect from the rookie. Here we go. 6 minutes left to go here. Eagles trying to find some room on the punt return. And there's going to be no room left over as Zach McPherson was the one trying to return this one. And Ian Book will get back to work here for the Eagles, looking to get down the field and find a way to either get into field goal range or score a touchdown to put more pressure on Baltimore. I'm telling you, though, assuming Eli Ricks does make the roster, I'm telling you, he is going to be a sleeper at cornerback, and a lot of teams are going to regret in passing on him as an undrafted free agent. A lot of teams are going to regret passing on him in the draft as well. If he keeps that up, honestly. As Ian Book takes the snap on first down, hands it off to Kennedy Brooks, I do believe. And Kennedy Brooks is going to get a gain of about 1 yard here. And it'll be 2nd down and 9 here for the Eagles. Here we go, 2nd down and 8 here for Philadelphia. Only a 2-yard gain on that play by Kennedy Brooks here. Ian Book and the offense looking to rebound. From about the 27, Book takes the snap. Book, dancing, escapes the pocket. Book, fakes the pass, fires it this time, and it's caught. That's Jaden Hazelwood, and another first down here for Philadelphia. As that was a great play and a great pass from Ian Book to Jaden Hazelwood. Great pass. And putting the flashy moves on the defender. Says, sit down, boy. Here we go. As Jaden Hazelwood will immediately go to the sideline. 1st and 10 here for the Eagles. Book with, looks like Kennedy Brooks in the backfield, but Book takes a snap. Book gets away from pressure. Book still running out of it. Book still going and pretty much got back to the line of scrimmage before losing a handful of yardage like he did the last drive. And this is great athleticism, actually, by Ian Book. As he faked the handoff to Trey Sermon, and Book with that athleticism just escaping to his left. And I'll give him credit for that. He even got a yard on that, too. He even got a yard on that play as well. Here we go. 2nd and 9 here for the Eagles. Book takes the snap. Hands it off. This is going to be Trey Sermon, and Sermon is going to get a gain of about maybe like 4 or 5. And it'll be a 3rd down and 4 or 5 here for the Eagles. As the score is at 20-19 still in favor of Baltimore. Time is ticking. 3.5 minutes. Let's go here in the game. Here we go. 3rd down and 4. Looks like they're showing the matchup with Jaden Hazelwood. I think he is back in the game as Book takes a snap. Here comes the blitz. Book is not ready for it. He somehow stays on his feet. Ian Book will get back to the line of scrimmage, but it will either way be 4th down here for the Eagles. And the Eagles are probably going to go for this. But this is unbelievable athleticism by Ian Book the first time. Ian Book, like the blitz is there. He sees it. And somehow the world evades that by number 29. And obviously, you already know the Eagles are going to be going for this. Because this is basically the game right here. To decide the Ravens are going to make it 24 straight games in a row in the preseason. Here we go. Book takes the snap. Book floats it up. Incomplete. Not even close. And that's pretty much going to do it. Looks like the Ravens are going to beat the Eagles in the preseason. The Ravens will keep their preseason winning streak alive, it looks like. There'll be a couple kneel downs more than likely. And Ian Book just gets blasted into oblivion by number 56 of Baltimore. That's probably going to do it. Well, I mean, good game to the Ravens, though. I mean, we kept it competitive with them all throughout. And the Eagles do still have 3 timeouts, though, so they get the stop here. They might have the chance. But the running back does get out of bounds here, so it'll still be 2 minutes and 12 seconds left on the clock, and it is second down, actually. The Eagles do not need to go ahead and call one of the timeouts either. So to be second down and 1 here for the Ravens. Here we go. Anthony Brown takes a snap. Goes to the right. It's going to be a first down for the moment. For the moment, it is a touchdown, but it looks like it might be called back as a flag was thrown. It might be called back. And it will be a holding against the offense. So it will be a second down here for Baltimore. Holding on number 69 for the Ravens offensive line. Yeah, as he grabs number 72, Moro Ojimo. And Moro Ojimo just cannot even get there at that point. It'll be a second down and 11 here for the Ravens. .205 left to go. After this play, it will be the 2-minute warning. Brown takes the snap. Brown fires it deep down the field. It's incomplete. No flags are thrown. As that's another nice play defended by Mekhi Garner. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. As the Ravens look to win their 23rd, 24th straight preseason game in a row, but the Eagles looking to have one more chance in trying to break the winning streak of the Ravens winning games in the preseason. Even though it doesn't really matter. All right, guys, I'm back. I appreciate everyone that has, again, supported, guys. We're currently at 568 subscribers right now. So, again, I appreciate all you guys for continuing to support the channel and especially supporting me in my return to live streaming. I really appreciate all you guys for coming through. Still got 5 people up in here. Appreciate all you guys. As I'm looking at the YouTube side right now because StreamYard's bugging a little bit in terms of the chat. As Angelina Hooks, what's going on? Appreciate you for coming through. Says, is Jalen Hurts playing? Jalen Hurts did not play the entire game. It was just pretty much all the backups. Appreciate you for coming through, though, Angelina Hooks. If you have not done so, Angelina, hit the like button on the stream. And since I do not recognize your account, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. If you want more coverage on not just the Philadelphia Eagles, but also the Philadelphia 76ers, the Philadelphia Phillies, and a little bit of Ohio State, too, in terms of the college football. So I appreciate you, though, for coming through, Angelina. JSR went ahead and answered your question for you and saying no, but still, appreciate your support, though, Angelina. I appreciate that. Here we go. 3rd down and 11 here for Anthony Brown here in the Baltimore Ravens. Here we go. Brown takes a snap. Brown gets away from the pressure, goes and runs, and he will pick up the first down here for the Ravens. Might be the dagger on that note. Clock for the moment is stopped. That might be the dagger in this game. So the Ravens might go ahead and win their 24th straight preseason game, or their 23rd straight preseason game in a row in franchise history. Here we go. 1st and 10 here for the Ravens. This is pretty much it right here for the Eagles defense. This drive is pretty much down to this right here. As Anthony Brown takes a snap, Brown hands it off to number 34, Mitchell, I do believe. And Mitchell is going to go ahead and get a gain of about maybe like 4 or 5 probably. Timeout will be called by the Eagles. They got to start calling their timeouts now. If they want any chance to win, they have to start calling their timeouts. Here we go, though. 2nd down, 7 here for the Ravens. They're basically 7 yards away from winning the game because the Eagles are going to run out of timeouts. Actually, they might lose it because I think they took their second. As Anthony Brown hands it off to number 36, and he'll be a yard short of the 1st down here. But Sidney Brown will make the tackle. But the Eagles are going to call their 3rd and final timeout of the 2nd half. So the Eagles come away with this stop right here. They'll get the ball back, but the clock will run as the Eagles do not have any timeouts. The clock will run if the Eagles do get the stop, as it's a 3rd down and 1. But they tried to do a quarterback sneak. Did they get it? They tried to pull a Philadelphia Eagles move here, and they went for the quarterback sneak, and they did end up converting it. So that is basically going to be the game. And the Baltimore Ravens will go ahead and win their 23rd or 24th straight game in a row in terms of the preseason. But they're a team that cannot translate that over into the regular season, though. They always do the stuff in the preseason, but they can never do it in the regular season. And they'll just kneel the ball, and the Baltimore Ravens will win this game by 1 point over the Philadelphia Eagles in game 1 of the preseason, 20-19. And that's pretty much going to go ahead and be the final score of this game, in which the Ravens will go ahead and take the victory over the Philadelphia Eagles as one more QB kneel, and that should do it. And it will. And the Baltimore Ravens will take the win over the Philadelphia Eagles by a final score of 20-19 and keep their preseason winning streak going at about 23 24 straight games in a row. The next preseason game will be Thursday, August 17th against the Cleveland Browns at 7:30, also on NBC, for where you guys can find the game for next week's preseason game. Should be able to cover that game too. So be sure to come through and tune into next week's preseason game because I will be covering that. But ladies and gents, on that note, we're going to go ahead and go over the final preseason stats of Game 1 of the preseason. And then we will pretty much just go ahead and get out of here. Starting off on the Philadelphia Eagles side, again, Tanner McKee finishing 10 of 20 for 148 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Marcus Mariota finishing 7 of 11 for 58 yards, also no touchdowns, no interceptions for him. Ian Book finishing 1 of 4 for 11 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions for him as well. Rashad Penny being the leading rusher here for the Eagles. 9 carries for 34 yards, 3.8 yards a carry. Marcus Mariota following it up with 4 carries for 29 yards, 7.2 yards a carry. Ian Book following it up with 5 carries for 24 yards, 4.8 yards a carry. DeAndre Swift following it up with 2 carries for 24 yards, 12 yards a carry. Trey Sermon following it up with 9 carries for 21 yards, 2.3 yards a carry, and as well as a touchdown. Kennedy Brooks following it up with 4 carries for 15 yards, 3.8 yards a carry. And then Tanner McKee following it up with 1 carry for 7 yards. In terms of the receiving group, Tyree Cleveland ends up leading the way for the Philadelphia Eagles in the receiving group with 5 receptions for 68 yards, averaging 13.6 yards per reception. Greg Ward then following it up with 5 receptions for 53 yards, averaging 10.6 yards per reception. Johnny King following it up with 1 reception for 33 yards. Also the newly acquired wide receiver, Johnny King. Jaden Hazelwood following it up with 2 receptions for 30 yards, averaging 15 yards per reception. Trey Sermon following up with 1 reception for 9 yards. Dan Arnold with a reception for 7 yards, as well as Grant Calcaterra. Jack Stoll with a reception for 6 yards. And Joseph Nada with a reception for 4 yards. In terms of the defense, Sidney Brown leads the team in tackles today with 6 total tackles. None of them were assisted. Kayvon Wallace with 5 total tackles, no assist tackles. Ben Van Sumeren, 4 total tackles, 2 of them assisted. Nicholas Morrow with 3 tackles, 1 assisted. Mario Goodrich and Andreas Williams with 3 tackles, none assisted. Terrell Edmonds with 2 tackles, none assisted, but also had a sack in this game. Miles Jack and Mora Ojamo each with 1 tackle. 2 of them were assisted. Justin Evans and Marlon Tuipulotu with 1 tackle and 1 assisted tackle. Sean Bradley, Noah Ellis, Tristan McCollum, Eli Ricks, and Keely Ringo each with 1 tackle, none assisted. Zach McPherson, Contavious Street each with no tackles, 2 assisted tackles. Mekhi Gardner and Taryn Jackson each with no tackles but an assisted tackle as well. In terms of the kick returns, Trey Sermon finishing with 3 returns for a total of 71 yards, averaging 23.7 yards per reception. Zach McPherson on the punt returns with 2 returns for 10 yards, averaging 5 yards per return. And Greg Ward Jr. putting up 2 returns for 7 yards, averaging 3.5 yards per return. Jake Elliott went 2 of 3 on field goals tonight, 66.7%. 49 being the longest, putting up 7 points for the team. Aaron Sipos with 2 punts tonight, going a combined 75 yards, 37.5 yards per punt, and 1 inside the 20. And then Ty Zentner Rounding it off for the Eagles side, finishing with one punt for 46 yards, and that punt also went ahead and went inside the 20 to end off the final stats in preseason game number 1 for the Philadelphia Eagles. And now as we take a look at the Baltimore Ravens side now. Josh Johnson finishing the night 8 of 12 for 45 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Huntley finishing the night with going 8 of 11 with 88 yards and a touchdown. Anthony Brown following up, going 3 of 8 with 7 yards and an interception. Justice Hill with 3 carries for 48 yards, averaging 16 yards per carry. Gus Edwards with 4 carries for 21 yards, averaging 5.2 yards per carry. Gordon following it up with 6 carries for 16 yards, averaging 2.7 yards per carry. Tyler Huntley following it up with 2 carries for 13 yards, averaging 6.5 yards a carry. Keaton Mitchell with 5 carries for 8 yards, averaging 1.6 yards a carry. Owen Wright with 1 carry for 2 yards, and Zay Flowers with a carry for a yard. Now, in terms of the receiving group now for the Baltimore Ravens, Sean Ryan leads the way with 4 receptions for 37 yards, averaging 9.2 yards per reception. Travis Vokalek with 2 receptions for 30 yards, averaging 15 yards per reception. Tylan Wallace with 2 receptions for 18 yards, averaging 9 yards per reception, and also had a touchdown. Charlie Kolar with 2 receptions for 14 yards, averaging 7 yards per reception. Melvin Gordon and Keaton Mitchell, each with 1 reception for 9 yards. Devin Duvernay, Gus Edwards, and Laquan Treadwell, each with a reception for 7 yards. Isaiah Likely with 2 receptions for 2 yards. Ben Mason with a reception for a yard. Tariq Black, Shamar Bridges, and Dante Demas did not have any receptions or any yards tonight. And James Prochet with a reception for -1 yards to end off the stats for the receiving group. Now over to the defensive stats now, as Brandon Stevens leads the way in total tackles for the defense of the Baltimore Ravens with 6 total tackles, none assisted. Deshaun Phillips with 5 total tackles and 5 assisted tackles. Malik Harrison with 4 total tackles and 1 assisted. Jordan Swan with 4 total tackles, none assisted. Or Darius Washington with 4 tackles and none assisted. Daryl Worley and Rashad Nichols with 3 total tackles, 1 assisted. Kayvon Seymour with 3 total tackles, none assisted. Jeremy Lucien with 2 total tackles and 2 assisted. Christian Welch with 2 total tackles and 1 assisted. Oh, Daryl Worley, by the way, also had 2 sacks in this game. And if I did not mention Malik Harrison, he also had a sack in this game. Anyway, we were on with Jaquan Amos. Two tackles for Jaquan Amos, none of them assisted. Josh Ross with a tackle, 2 of them assisted, as well as the same thing for Kelly Sanders. Malik came with the tackle and 1 assisted, as well as the same thing going to Travis Jones and Brent Urban. Trey Botts with a tackle, none assisted. Kaiwu Kelly with the same stat line, as well as Jeremiah Moon. Angelo Blackson with no tackles, 1 assisted, as well as David Ajabo. And that's how the defensive stats end for the Baltimore Ravens. In terms of kick returns, Keaton Mitchell with 3 kick returns for 73 yards, averaging 24.3 yards per kick return. James Prochet on the punt returns only had 1 return for 8 yards. Justin Tucker, a perfect 2 for 2. Longest tonight was from 60 yards out, and 8 points total for Justin Tucker. And then Jordan Stout rounds off the stats for the Ravens, finishing with 5 punts on the night, 250 yards, 50 yards per punt, and 1 of those punts going inside the 20 to end off the player stats for the Baltimore Ravens. Now over to the team stats now. The Philadelphia Eagles had more total yards than the Baltimore Ravens did, 335 to 272. The Eagles with more passing yards than the Baltimore Ravens, 181 to 139. The Eagles with more rushing yards than the Baltimore Ravens, 154 to 133. The Eagles with just barely more yards per play than the Baltimore Ravens, 4.6 to 4.5. The Eagles with more first downs than the Baltimore Ravens, 20 to 18. The Eagles went 8 of 18 on third downs tonight, and the Ravens went 8 of 14. The Eagles went 2 of 4 on fourth down, while the Ravens did not even attempt a fourth down in this game. The Eagles with more plays than the Ravens, 73 to 60. Eagles allowing more sacks than the Baltimore Ravens, 4 to 1. The Ravens with more punts than the Eagles, 5 to 3. The Eagles with more penalties and yards costed. Eagles with 7 penalties for 40 yards costed, and the Ravens with 4 punts for 35 yards costed. Each side had a fumble that was lost. Ravens threw 1 interception to the Eagles, 0, and time of possession still went in favor of the Eagles from the first half. Eagles had a time of possession of 35 minutes and 22 seconds, and the Baltimore Ravens had a time of possession of 24 minutes and 38 seconds. And ladies and gentlemen, on that note, that is how all the statistical stuff comes to an end. The Eagles lose it 20 to 19 to the Baltimore Ravens, but again, the preseason does not matter. Just looking to see any players standing out or seeing who has a shot at making the 53-man roster. Again, Tanner McKee stood out to me tonight, in my opinion. Tyree Cleveland was making some nice catches tonight. There's so many guys that, had a pretty nice impact in this game, but it's just the first one. We'll see what happens in the next two. Hopefully we see a little bit of action from the starters, maybe like a drive or two or something like that. But at the end of the day, if we do not see any action from the starters, we will see them when the regular season starts on September 10th, I do believe, is when they begin their season against the New England Patriots. But ladies and gents, that's pretty much all I have. I appreciate everybody for coming through and tuning in to this one. Again, guys, go ahead and download 10-Pin Toolkit if you want to either continue bowling your game, continue improving your bowling, starting up a bowling career, or if you just want to learn about the history of bowling. If you want to do any of those three, go ahead and click the link down below in the description to go ahead and download 10-Pin Toolkit. And that's pretty much all I got for this one, guys. So I appreciate everybody for coming through into this one. Be sure to like and subscribe if you guys have not done so. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace, everybody. Have a good night, y'all. God bless and peace and fly, let's fly, and let's go, birds.